这位吗？这位吗？好，来恭喜你，要被摄影师钦点了，好，谢谢摄影师。好的，那我们接下来就要马上把时间交给 ROG 玩家共和国特派员平平默默以及马克制造的马克，掌声欢迎 ！Hello， 大家好，我是平平默默。哦，那个大师要拿着，然后大声整欢呼，我是平平碰碰，今天是担任我们的 ROG 特派员，然后非常荣幸有这个机会呢，可以参观我们改装界的大师马克制造。马上稍微介绍一下自己。
介绍。怎么样？有关于改装。我也是碰没有很久，然后所以做了一个马克制造，就是希望什么都能做，什么都能够制造。
哇，好，请坐，请坐。好，是那个各位哦，这个在这3天非常愉快的时间，应该都有看到，就在我们这个后方有一个很厉害的作品，就是我们的黑神话悟空的黄金锁指甲改装主机。那这个呢，就是出自于我们马克老师之手。老师那个作品真的是超级厉害耶！老师刚讲说，就是在这个改装界有这个一阵子的经验了嘛？那我可以请问一下，就是老师当初是怎么入行的吗？
入行的契机是因为，友商办了一个国际级比赛，
世界级的。对，
世界级的比赛，然后就是有一个好朋友，也是大家都知道的大神 AK。
哦 ，AK 大神。
对，然后他找第一次公布嘛，然后他我们在网络上认识。他让我给他看几张我现在正在制作的照片，然后他就说：“哎，这个东西好，可以去试试看。”他就帮我报名。
哦，马上就报名了吗？
他就帮我报名。
但那时候是第一次做吧？
对，第一次，我什么都不会，但是我做到一半。对，我是做了一个木质的机壳，有点像是 steampunk， 就是蒸汽朋克风格的一个主机这样，然后就开始做啦，巴拉巴拉巴拉。结果到了开奖的那一天，我也不知道是人家把我挖起来，我在睡觉。你得名嘞？对，他就拿了一个全球第2名的奖。
全球第2名，好强！哇，第一次做就全球第2名。
对。
哇！
它其实并不是我第一个作品，而是说第一个正式作品。因为我以前总是会觉得说，我到底为什么要吹了？风了应该也很好。我也跟各位玩家一样，很爱玩游戏哦，不要误会。只是我不是很喜欢电脑。然后。
在这个场合讲这样是可以的吗？
请问一下，你们现在电脑是不是都很绚丽啊？
那是，你看这边。
我们以前的电脑，你知道只有黑与白吗？就它比电视机还不如。电视机还有色彩，对不对？你按个 power 可以看着它嘛，你一直盯着电视看嘛。请问一下，你们这种按完这个 power 之后，你会理它吗？
我都把脚跨在上面。
对，之类的嘛。那更不要说我们以前的黑白主机了嘛。你怎么会想要理它嘞？对不对？对。所以才会想说有改电脑的这个感觉吧。就是你想想看如果你开完机，你还可以看着它，是不是很开心？对，跟你的梦中情人一样。
虽然说刚才嘴巴上说就是不喜欢，但其实内心是傲娇的。是很喜欢这个主机，然后想要赋予它生命，对吧？
这个当然了，就是不管是人生穿的啦，或者是戴的啦，或者是开的啦，所有的东西我觉得都应该跟人有结合。
哇，真的非常的棒哎！难怪我看那个作品，一看就知道是很喜欢的人才做得出来的。对不对？然后老师硬要说，我不喜欢主机。那老师，我看那个作品哦，你应该是相关科系的，对吧？
并不是。
不是。
对，其实我什么都不会。
不是什么资讯
不是
之类的，
完全不懂。我电脑我也以前我只知道要花很多钱，然后要租一台主机，然后可以跟线上的朋友一起打游戏。
对。
我以前都只知道这个。
我也是这样。
然后后来呢，有一个好朋友，他是在光华商场上班， 他就跟我讲，你要用这个什么散热器啊，搭配什么什么什么，有的没有的鬼这样。我说好，不然我试试看好了。哦天哪，好难死！我要教我什么都不会，那时候没有 AI 或这种东西，学员怎么接啊？我的天哪！这个结果我就搞成了一张桌子，那是我第一个作品。
第一个作品啊。
因为我不知道水道怎么走嘛，线就越拉越长，莫名其妙的就我觉得，这个软管好像应该会不会我平常做那个冷气的铜管会比较好一点？
结果就后来就自己摸一摸，
对，我就把它弄成铜啊，它很多美感，比如说你那个铜你要怎么接在那个冷头上面啊，这种各种，我那时候都不知道有接头，我用焊的，然后我不会焊，对不对？我就跑去问那个冷气的师傅，他说我也不会焊这么小的东西，这么太夸张了这样，然后反正我就自己摸了，自己学这样，然后后来是很荣幸的遇到一个会金工、会木工很强的一个师傅，他在慢慢教我这样。
哇，老师很强哎，所以完全就也算是自己就是到处去取经，然后慢慢摸出来的。
对。
哇，曾几何时我们之间距离越来越大了呢？
不是这样讲，我觉得呢，这个东西就跟人生经历就跟画水彩、化妆是一样。
画水彩跟化妆。
对，我觉得是同一个道理的。
老师，你懂化妆吗？
我不懂，我很想学。
你很想学？
对。
为什么？有什么兴趣吗？
因为你想想看哈，没有人会把白的画成黑的吧？除非你做 coser。
是。
那一般美女都一定是想要从，不好意思啊，想要化妆的人都一定想要从黑化成白。
是。
那它一定有一个渐层啊，你不可能直接啪一个白的涂上去。
所以是一个循序渐。
对，我觉得什么东西都是一个循序渐进，除非有个契机啊。
是。
然后啪一下就开窍。
原来如此哇！老师真的很厉害耶，所以老师在这方面其实是非常有兴趣的吧？
一开始并不是有兴趣
不是有兴趣，
包含现在都并不是一定是有兴趣，就是这样怎么讲？因为我有学一点室内设计，
是，
然后要参与不同的工程类别，不知不觉你就会发现，学的这些工程，它可以在你的作品上面有发挥，有什么的时候，你就会莫名其妙的把它放在作品里面。对，所以你说所谓的兴趣的话，它已经变成一种与生俱来的能力。
原来如此哇，老师很厉害耶！那老师你这样从事改装已经几年了
？18年到现在。
18年，所以是
7吧。
7年。7年也是很久哎。那所以是没有辞掉原本工作，还是这个现在已经是你的主业了？
因为我老板挺大方的，我帮他设计完一个室内装修的工程，他就腾了一个地方让我做工作室。那之后的话会再成立一个新的。
哇塞啊！
因为现在地方不够用了，
已经不够用了。
对。
事业做太大了。
也没有，大家支持啊。
老师很厉害，然后老师你知道就是这边今天所有的玩家都有带这个自己的电脑过来，那老师这样放眼望去，有没有觉得就是哪一台做的挺好的啊？
因为其实我看的不是很清楚，不过我刚刚有稍微看了几个，就是我觉得哇，他们连那个飞行摇杆都会带，当然代表对游戏非常热忱，对主机很热忱。那我在这边希望大家多看一下自己的主机，觉得它漂亮、开心最重要。
原来如此，真的是漂亮开心最重要。因为其实像我自己呢，虽然说我也很喜欢玩游戏，可是呢，我却完全对于改装什么的，就是一窍不通。所以想问老师有没有就是对于这个，如果想要踏入这个改装界，门槛有没有什么建议？
这个部分我觉得可以分成2块，一个就是实用派，然后另外一个就是比如说外观啦之类的。那以外观来讲的话，就是不外乎就是你们看到现成可以看到的东西，把它装上去点亮。我本身不是很喜欢有光的东西，就是字体发光的东西。
不喜欢吗？
比如说 RGB 好，RGB LED 灯，这个其实我不是很爱，但是就某一些 可以打光的东西，我觉得是可以的。
是。
对，但是你们有看到身后这个作品，等一下大家可以去那边看一下，你们会发现，我跟 AK 的作品其实是非常的不一样。对，他需要别人给他带来的光芒，或者是你眼睛有光就看得到他。对，而不是自己发光。对，那刚刚讲到外观嘛，就是你可以试着，比如说水彩，好，或是我前2天有教大家的一个发泡剂，那任何东西都可以改变它的外观，只要不影响电脑本身的性能。对，这个是一个。那内在的话，就一定是大家所谓的系统的增强啊，或者是散热的部分。现在已经很多 AIO 了，所以不一定要用自主式的水冷。那如果一定需要用自主式的水冷，我可以给大家几个方针了，有分硬管跟软管，你们可以从软管做起。这个对我来讲是比较容易的，可能大家不相信，我到现在还不会玩亚克力管。这个对我来讲是很困难的，有些人就是会，有些人就是不会。
天分的嘛。
哎，对，是讲天分，我就是没有那个天分，所以呢，我就用焊接来取代，以至于我所有的作品基本上都是用铜焊出来的管子。当然了，它的冷却效能也就该更进一步这样子。
是。哇，那老师这个经验这么丰富哦，那从之前就是从一开始入行到现在，有没有觉得有什么比较特别的经验？有哪一台是自己最喜欢之类的？
最喜欢的一定是初恋嘛。
初恋啊？
对呀。
哇，忘不了初恋吗？
绝对忘不了，它是我唯一到现在还没有卖掉的作品。
其他都卖了？
对，不是卖了，是扔了之类的。
扔了？
开玩笑。
卖掉了？
对。
哇，那这个
我没有卖过了，它是我唯一没有卖掉的作品。那如果以卖掉的作品来讲，应该是一个法国人，他跟我买过的一个作品。
法国人？
对，不知道大家有没有听过Portal 这个游戏，传送门。那里面有一只大魔王叫 GLaDOS， 那这个法国人呢，他邀请我，希望帮他做一个可以很真实呈现的 GLaDOS 挂在天花板上面，还要对，他要这样玩主机，他说他要这样看着他玩主机，然后我就觉得他这样玩很可怜嘛，很累，
很可怜吗？
对，所以我就帮他做了一个传送枪。那这个传送枪可以干嘛呢？可以遥控这个主机，让他去看他的头可以看别的地方，然后我也放了一个树莓派进去，也就是说，他今天如果想要写一个追踪程式放在上面的话呢，因为它上面有 camera， 他就可以追他的脸之类的。然后收到之后非常的开心，一直写2封信，谢谢我这样。
哦，所以你是直接去法国帮他做吗？
没有，我在台湾做。
我在台湾做。
对，因为那个我做了8个月。对，因为它很多细节我一直不满意，所以我要打掉重来。
啊，所以就做了很久。
非常久，尤其做旧的部分，对，我是让它真的变旧，对，所以才花的时间比较长。
真的去做旧。
真的是变旧，比如说有一些金属的地方它会裂开，你上了漆之后它会裂开，时间久了之后，对，那你要怎么样让它裂开？我就在想这个东西。
就是打的吗？
也不是，我就把它涂了很厚的漆，非常厚，然后我就用大概350度的热风枪吹它，干到裂开。
原来是这样哦。
对，一般来讲会上一些效果漆啦，就是你用它会有一些皲裂漆，你涂上去它就会裂开了。可是我觉得这样看久了不是很自然哦。
啊。
对。
又重做了吗？
没有，对，我重做了。
那重做之后是用什么技术的？
就是我刚刚说的。
啊，就那个，就用吹的。
对。但它很多部件是有吹到死的。
太强了，那他收到应该很喜欢。
他非常喜欢。
非常喜欢。
对。
砸重金买吗？
还好啦。
还好吗？
大约。
可以给大家猜吗？
可以啊。
哎呦，来，大家猜多少？多少？3万吗？30万？60万？
哦，这个接近一点，可以再低一点。
55万。
全部的话，含运费的确是60万了，但是不含运费的话，大概是48到52左右，因为它是给美金嘛。
哇，如果我是有钱人的话，我在法国一定买那个就是黄金锁指甲，我一定300万买下来。
啊，这样子吗？
是，
太感谢了。
不觉得吗？不觉得那个黄金锁指甲有够好看吗？不要花那个要300万买下来的吧？你看这个后面这张图，各位知道这个不是 AI 耶，这个是实体图实拍，真的非常的厉害。这个老师
这个是当初怎么讲呢 ？NVIDIA 委托我这个东西的时候，我非常的开心。
哦，开心。
因为我在前年我就问他了，他说可是游戏没有上啊，这样子。我说我很想做一个这样的主题。那个时候已经3年前，2年多前。然后后来知道可以做这个时候，才发现好像接错了。
接错了。
对，
接错了的意思是？
因为他这个锁指甲不是我想的那样，就是一般来讲我们在做创作的时候会有一些图吧，
是，
对不对？那如果你不用太复杂的话，建模师可能就画了。但是如果像这么复杂的东西，应该你要有厂商提供给我们一个3D 图，然后我们才能会嘛，对不对？那不好意思啊，这个公司他们家不太愿意提供。
他其实他是想考验你吧？
我觉得绝对不是，他就是小气。然后
是说这个吗？
不是他。
不是啊。
不是他。黑神话悟空的公司这样。那在没有图的在没有3D 的状况下呢，我们的建模师就非常的辛苦了，他必须要结合另外一位艺术家。看着图，看着只有几张的照片，
对，
还有不清楚的 YouTube， 一笔一刀的把它在电脑上完成刻画，然后我还跟他吵架。
哦，还吵架？为什么呢？
因为他画了足足1个月，我不能再等了。对，因为大家都会催促了嘛，对不对？厂商会催促，你赶快完成了，你赶快完成，那我们就。我说吧，停手吧。
哇，你就直接跟他说停手。
停手。
本是同根生，
对，他就把
3D
图转过来给我看，他说你看这个背后。我说背后没关系，文科的。
自己刻，
就是他3D 打印完之后，它是空的，然后没关系，刻也没什么。这种就是图了嘛。
是。
那个时代怎么会有喷漆？你不能用喷的。
对，
所以呢，我就用了许多涂料，就是你们等一下可以去看，就是涂在上面，你们也可以摸它。
全部都是一笔画自己涂上去，对，不是用喷漆。
有我的手啦，我的手、棉花各种，对。那主要的话是用一种蜜蜡，这个金属的蜜蜡呢，可以让它有金属的光泽，甚至变旧的可能性。大家摸的时候呢，会发现你手上会有漆。但它漆还在上面。对。
哇，这就是为了要就是像当初的这个真正的锁指甲。
因为以前在打仗，他们不可能涂成这个样子。
对。
你只有什么将军什么才有可能嘛。但他们上的那种漆都是很天然的东西。
是。
对，所以原则上这样子才比较符合。
太厉害了！哇，这全部都是一笔画，待会各位一定要可以摸吗？
可以的。
哦，真的跟上面写请勿触摸哎。
我们。摸轻一点，好吧？
摸轻一点。
对。
好。不会在今天这样摸完之后回去又变黑色了吧？
那不然你们摸金色的部分好不好？摸金色的。
好，摸各位，待会可以去大摸特摸一遍，然后呢就摸金色的地方就好。其实昨天我已经摸了，虽然说上面写请勿触摸。
不然你等下去摸一下别的颜色。
好，没问题。我还想要拿那个金光起来的。
这个恐怕不行。
有人知道就大声的说不行。不行，好，那个各位待会不要去拿哦，只能去摸那个金色的部分。好。那老师，我想请问，就是这个黑神话悟空这么多的元素，为什么就偏想要做这个锁指甲呢？
我不知道大家玩过没有。
玩过。有玩过吧？玩过，举一下手。那
有玩到底结束了吗？
哇！
那可以请问一下，它的结局是什么？就是尾巴了。
好嘞。
不然我换个方法说好。因为它其实本身跟悟空没有什么关联，其实应该讲说它是有一个有关联性的故事。
是。
对，但是跟西方取经没有关系。 对不对？那用悟空来带出这个锁子甲，是最原本他们想要呈现的东西。那我做了甲，但是只有甲，为什么只有甲？因为什么东西都应该要放假。
不是，我在打大头佛的时候，好想穿上。
那个时候你要穿啊，穿啊，打完就脱啊。
打完我也不想脱，后面还有很多。
好吧，那这个作品就有点像是你把红尘的事放下，对，把甲子脱下来，还书。
所以这个就是环视的铠甲就在那边。
对，所以它的名字只有一个，它的名字就只有一个字，甲。
是，太帅了！各位待会一定要去摸，一定要去
摸金色就好，谢谢。
好，摸金色就好。好的，那老师就是你在做这个改装的时候，里面就是甲固然重要，里面的主机体也是非常重要，
非常重要，
是吧？
这个时候，我记得我琢磨了很久。
怎么说？
你看胸前有2个圈圈。
是。
这个地方打开呢，就是秀出显示卡的部分。
就是显示卡。
对，我选了非常久。我记得是华硕的猫头鹰显卡，NVIDIA 的4080。对，它很能够衬托这个作品，既不亮，颜色又能够衬托。
咖啡色的。
对。
是。
我非常喜欢这个。
非常喜欢咖啡色。
但它不是我的，所以。我这样应该有算暗示了哈。
有暗示到吗？有暗示到吗？有。那改来之后，这个作品要归老师了吗？
这个作品不归我的。
不归你。
对。
好热。卖了吗？
这就要看大家的出价
哎呦，现在开始有客星拍卖会。
你们可以在活动之后，如果得标，可以把它带回去，这样好不好？
哇，老师这个作品，我有钱我300万买下。
这太夸张了啦，不用啦。
没有，真的很
差不多1/10的价格就可以。
1/10？不行，太少了，因为老师真的是非常专业啊。
谢谢你。我们可以私底下聊一下。
私底下，好，私聊。那老师，你除了这个显卡之外，其他的这个硬体还有怎么样选择吗？
硬体的话，我用了这个。几乎都是华硕的东西。
几乎都是华硕。
对，几乎都是华硕的东西。因为他们也有出了 SFX 的一个 Power， 也非常的实用。对，尤其要有一个测出的。然后板子好像也是。CPU 的话就是 Intel。
我记得这个非常多都是华硕的东西。
几乎都是，我记得。
哇，那这个之后的作品也都打算用这个华硕的呢？
这个就不好明示了。
不好明示，没有，在今天一定要说是吧？
是。
那老师这个接下来刚才这个非常精彩的分享，那我相信老师之后呢会弄得越来越精彩，对吧？老师2025年有没有什么新的计划或作品呢？
最新的话应该是距离这次时间来讲，最近的应该是 TGS
电玩展。
对，在华硕的摊位会有一个说大很大，说小也不小的作品。
跟这个比起来，
是完全不同的，风格完全不同。对。跟我刚刚提到的 Portal 有点像，有一点像。
规模到那种程度吗？
也方式会改。
觉得他走进去哇的那种吗？
一定会。对。
还可以爆雷什么吗？
不行，
爆雷了呀！
好，它可能跟意象的 AI 机器人有点关系，可能啦。
哇，2025 AI。
对，大家今年都希望做这个，几个厂商接洽也希望就是 Computex 的时候可以呈现这种东西。哇！但是毕竟这样的作品不能太多了，对，不然就好像我只会做机器人。
怎么会？
我还可以做，
什么都会做，对不对？
对，什么都可以做。
对，老师真的非常的厉害，我们是感谢老师这个超级精彩的分享。那最后可以请老师就跟各位在座这个改装狂人们说个几句鼓励的话吗？
想要从事改装的朋友，想要从零开始的朋友，那你们就要忘掉，它 不是一台电脑，一定要忘掉。只有它是电脑的时候，你们看着电脑的时候，你们会觉得这个不能做，那个不能做，什么都可以做。忘记它，它只是一个东西而已。对，你要怎么样赋予它生命，这个才是最重要的。
所以就是对待每一台像初恋一样。
是的，多看着它，多想，多看几张图。对，
知道了，要有爱。
要爱。
好的，了解。我们感谢老师精彩的分享，给老师超大掌声。
谢谢大家。
非常感谢老师今天来到这边，超级精彩，太帅了。
那我可以离开了。
啊，可以你要溜了吗？
啊，对。
啊，想溜了是不是？啊，给老师一个掌声。谢谢老师。真的太精彩了。那接下来呢？各位以为活动已经结束了吗？来，我们请我们的主持人。
好的，谢谢平平鹏鹏，也谢谢马克，再次感谢两位，也请先稍作休息。然后，那么当然呢，接下来这个我们马上就要进入到这个有特派员，怎么能没有玩游戏呢？各位来喽，请问大家知道什么是 ROG 极境中的呼唤吗？知道吗？知道吗？
哎，知道吗？哎，别，
有人知道吗？有人已经知道吗？还不知道是不是？好，来，很棒。好，那我们准备要开始来玩游戏了。接下来就请品平要来跟我们一起玩这个游戏啦。首先跟大家说一下，待会呢我们准备了特别的题目，所以呢，首先会请大家先猜一下，等等荧幕上会有题目，猜对的人才可以上来挑战极境中的呼唤。那要怎么玩呢？我们会给大家戴上耳机，戴的是 ROG 的 Delta 2无线耳机，里面会放音乐，给你放超大声，然后品平要讲话。然后我就戴着耳机，然后就猜你讲什么，像
我在旁边喊，
对，那你不要喊太大声，不要喊太大声，对，不要给他们难度太低，好不好
？OK， 没关系，我跟你讲，那个耳机哦，我那个昨天跟前天都有试戴，
是
完全听不到，
很赞。那就这个，我们待会就请大家实际感受一下喽，好吧？好，那我们就准备好了。那想要上台的朋友们呢，待会我们要来这个先猜一下题目上的谜语。是的，这个是传说中的精灵文，猜对的人才可以上台来挑战，好不好？才有挑战这个 ROG 极境中的呼唤。那等一下呢，我们只要参加就有礼物送给大家 ROG 的笔记本，会签名加拍照。那如果有赢的话呢，有成功答对的3题，我们3题3战2胜。如果有先答对2题就赢了，赢的人就可以有后背包，好不好？好，来，那我们现在要先来猜注音文哦，好不好？对不起，来直接跟大家说一下，因为实在是太艺术了。来，这个其实是跟注音有关系的，所以请大家把这个，就是你有没有下载？
这么大？
因为这其实我说真的，我都知道，但是我还是看不懂。
还是
对，我必须说，我都知道，但是我还是看不懂，而且我还有下载这个字体哦。这不是前一阵子刚出很红的那个精灵文字体吗？我有下载，我手机跟电脑都装的，但是我自己打完我自己看不懂，很难，好不好？来，大家准备好了，时间应该已经够长了，那我们就要准备开始了。待会数到3，帮我举手大喊 ROG， 最大声的人就可以来回答。首先，我们先问左边第1题，然后我们总共会选出2位参赛者，准备好了，对着平平喊哦。好了，1、2、3。大家都
很少人知道，
不知道耶，来，是因为猜不出来，是不是？
来，你先。
好，第1题，请问他写的是什么？
完胜显卡主宰全局。
哦，你怎么那么厉害？太强了，恭喜！
正确。
很强哎！
我讲这个很强，
很难，超难的。我那天我彩排在这里待了1整天，然后呢，这个我在这边看，因为1整天都是我的时间，我在那边看了大概3分钟，还没有看出来，很难。然后来恭喜你挑战者1号，那接下来我们要选出挑战者2号喽。一样，我们数到3要大喊 ROG， 我们等下连喊3次，好不好？来1、2、3，来1、2、3，来1、2、3。啊，来，平平想选谁？
好，来，
选他来。
极致效能绝佳散热。
哦，太强了，没错，
果然都很强，
真的，果然不愧是我们的这个现场的玩家好朋友们。好，那就请挑战者1号和挑战者2号，请从2边分别上台。好，那现在工作人员准备好了 ，ROG Delta 2的无线耳机，来，请戴上。据说。好，2位参赛者面对台下，
面对台下。好，我在这个地方。好的。
好。开 看口型。好，我们这个待会就是完全要靠读唇语咯，好不好？读唇语。
读唇语，怎么样？这个耳机318克，非常轻量，非常舒服，戴上去之后还听到我讲话吗？
戴起来很帅呢。
还没声音，听到我讲话吗？哎呦，很困难
啊！那个降噪。
好的，
好，我们这个待会会在后面举牌，让平平可以看到题目，两位参赛者是看不到的。那等一下呢，两位参赛者记得哦，就是看口型，然后平平也可以增加一点难度，就比较像是讲话的时候可能就是嘴巴都不动。
哇，这个太难了吧！
对，假装自己是护士啊之类的。
主持人长得漂亮，但很坏哦。
好，来，那我们就准备好了，两位参赛者请就位，工作人员请就位，预备，开始。好，来，如果有猜出来，哦，参赛者2号猜对了。好，来，待会记得要举手哦，好不好？举手。好，来，
要不要举手抢答？
好，总共有3题哦。挑战者2号率先拿下1分。好，请继续出题。哦哟，这个好长，很长。我们工作人员是不是其实蛮善良的？音乐是蛮小声，还是还可以？哎，变成比手画脚。来，请问答案是
？OG 显示卡赞。
加油！加油！是什么？哎呦！哎呀，来，谁要答
？OG 显示卡帅。
猜一个字，加油！差一点，加油！临门一脚，有吗？可以吗？来，请说。
OG 显示卡最帅。
太强了！
到底有没有？你这个耳机里面有没有音乐啊？很难听到是不是？
我以为他说音乐很难，
音乐声现在很大，没错吧？太难了！
哇！天哪，太艰难了！来，恭喜！来，我们第1轮的2位挑战者，耶！恭喜挑战者2号顺利成功。那我们要来，2位转过来面对观众，我们准备来颁奖了，好不好？来，我们有参加奖啊，也有获胜的奖。那我们就请平平可以帮忙来颁个奖。我们有准备笔记本，参加奖是笔记本高级笔记本。
来，笔记本ROG 笔记本超帅，
还有后背包。
然后这个包包，哇，这太帅了吧！
哇，超想要！来，我们拍张照，来，先看中间，官方摄影师，好，笑容哦。好，先让他吃啊！我们这边动态来一个啊，对着他摇一摇你手上的礼物，人多动动。
ROG，要大喊 ROG 哦！来，3、2、1 ，ROG！
耶！好，来，恭喜2位！
恭喜！
来，2位可以先稍作休息。来，平平好玩吗？
很好玩的，
好玩，对不对？
在玩呢。
好，我们继续玩。有，我们有多准备题目，就是为了让大家都觉得很好玩，我们就多玩几题，好不好？好，来，那我们就准备好喽。那老师，请再帮我切出这个精灵吻的画面。直接喊ROG了，是不是？好，我们没有，我们后面就不用再出这么难的题目了，对不对？好，不要这么难，对大家好一点，
对，简单一点，
是的，没错。好，我们这个工作人员非常善良，所以呢，我们要直接来喊啊，准备好，1、2、3，说ROG，我们连续说3次，加油！我来，1、2、3，ROG！耶！好，来，你想选哪一位？来。哎呦，站了，来，第1位，好，来，我们再选第2位啊，好，准备好，首先放下，一样数到3，连说3次，好，来，1、2、3，来，选到谁？来，请上台，啊，一样2位要戴上这个耳机，准备开始猜题。好，这个 Delta 2看起来是非常的帅气啊。
ROG Delta 2戴上去之后完全听不到我讲话，听不到了，
被静音了。
我说什么吗？
你说什么？
你的声音都变这么大声了。
哇，好来，那我们待会大家如果也想要戴看的话，等一下可以到我们合作伙伴摊位去找到 ROG 的摊位来体验一下。好，来准备好了，工作人员请出题。好来 哎呦，这一题也是字很多呢。哦，
要举手，要举手，
要举手，来，热身，我们欢迎你，
欢迎你，待会要举手哦。
好，来准备好了，请出题。哇，这一题好难。
这个题，
他说这个题，哇，
那这题。
好强啊！来，1比0哦，1比0，
加油！来，1比0，下一题。哎，反了！等一下，那是 round down。
好，来。
哎呦，好难，好长，
这个很难哦，这个很难，
好长，超难。1、2、3、4、5、6、7，哇，7个字。哎，来，请说。
好句天生5句。
下一题很难，超难，救命啊！这个，而且来，工作人员给大家看一下，台下的观众朋友们看一下他手上那一张纸，这个题目谁出的？很快，
全自动制程技术。
太丑，
2比1来，
太强了，太夸张了，
对，好的，你这么来，太强了吧？你是怎么样？
读唇语比较厉害。
哦，认真是读唇语，认真都没有听到。我们的里面音乐很大声哦，耳机很超级那个降噪，戴上去都可以搭飞机。
来，恭喜！那我们来这边拍照。
耶！我们先看官方摄影师，哇，太强了吧！我们题目还够吗？题目还够，好，来继续哦，好不好？来，有没有人还想要上来玩的？来举个手。哎呦，来，
你来选。
再来一轮。好，来我来选，然后来请大家一样，我数到3说 ROG 哦，连续说3次，来1、2、3。我先选这个，来，就是你了，来，请上台。好，来，再来一位哦，好，来换边，好，换边，好，准备好了，来1、2、3。好，来，我们请这个品牌方来选一位，来，你选一位。好，来，就是你，来，请上台。来，2位，请上台。
不能输了，
得到压力哦。然后来加油
！OG 资深玩家哦，不能输
哦，没错。好，来了。然后2位耳机都已经戴好了，我们先来确认一下，这个他们是真的听不到声音，好不好？来，你要嘴巴不能动，
你怎么知道？怎么知道？
是吧？
我知道我在讲什么。
因为你知道我是谁啊？
读唇语，看起来读唇语厉害哦。音乐很摇滚，
是一样的音乐吗？2个是一样的音乐吗？一样的，不一样。
很少。
摇滚要感觉那个要律动，
对，律动一下，
来，好，准备好了，请出题。
来，题目。
哎呀，这也很难呢。哇，这个口型呈现一个就是等一下，他说我爸，我爸也是你爸。哇，很难，听不到，用看的，开始了，用看的，认真。我觉得平平的口型已经非常的清楚了，但是很长，差一点。然后嘞，谁获得1分？非常的好了，下一题好长。哇，我们的题目都是7言绝句啊！好，来准备好了，来了啊，一样是7个字，好不好？7个字。哇，而且我们都。哇！太强了，恭喜！耶！哇，太强了，
恭喜！好，来，可以拿下来，
可以，可以拿了。
没声音啊？
不掉。
哦，有，这个有。
哪一个？你觉得哪一个比较难度比较高？哦，
非常少，这个可以收音吧？
再放一下。站着，那不小心就要跳舞了。好，来，我们颁奖。 等一下一样先看中间官方摄影师哦。
来，恭喜！
好，来，我们先看官方摄影师。好，摄影师今天头发好飘逸哦。好，来笑容。
谢谢，
恭喜
恭喜两位！
耶！哇，这今天我们所有的参赛者都这个展现出异于常人的这个读唇语的技术，非常厉害。
没有题目了吗？
没有题目，
没有题目了，
因为我们时间差不多了，还想玩是不是？但是因为我们这个待会马上要开始进行直播 party 了，但是如果我们还有扣打可以再玩一 round 吗？好像有。可以呀！谁说可以？等一下，举个手，是谁跟我说可以的？可以耶！我跟工作人员确认一下。好，我们好像这个，那我们一题好不好？
好，一题决胜负，
一题决胜负。好，来准备好了，一样数到3，然后举3次哦，来1、2、3，
来大旗，请上来，
大旗来，起手来。奥军，好，再选一个，
待会来先选了，好来哦，来3、2、1哦，来哦，3、2、1，好，请上台。
好，来，那待会我们只有一题哦，一题定生死哦，我要抢答。好，来2位戴上耳机。好，工作人员要帮我们挑选这个最吵、最摇滚、最有节奏感、
最摇滚的音乐，
要那种就是嘶吼系的，
对，嘶吼系的。那我们就一局定生死喽。
好，来，这个耳机要戴好哦，然后戴到头顶上，好不好？你把它戴到头顶上，它是可以，对，啊，这样 OK。
对，来，
不然它会掉下来。好，来转过来，来2位，
等一下它会掉下来，就直接捂着吧。
好，来压着，好吧？可以吗？来，然后来准备了，请出题，来吧。好，准备好了，哎，这题很棒，应景。好，来这个1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9。
只收看华人勋直播，
差一点，加油！
准时锁定华人勋直。
哇！太强了，恭喜！对，可以拿下来了。来，颁奖。然后来这个在颁奖的同时呢，我也要来提醒一下大家，待会我们25分的时候，就请大家可以到前面卡位，可以坐下，好不好？我们这边地板都可以坐，我们每天都有扫，很干净。等一下，请大家直接席地而坐，我们一起来收看爸爸直播。看完爸爸直播之后，我们还有惊喜这个大抽奖要来给大家，好不好？今天目前我们现场抽奖的奖项有公开了吗？还没有公开，跟大家说一下，我们今天有惊喜大抽奖哦，奖项超过20个哦，所以请大家待会一定要25分准时来卡位，好不好？
没错，
耶，那你也要来卡位吗？
啊，当然我
要，哎，
有看到我今天 cos 谁吗
？cos 他，cos 爸爸，哎，我牵到爸爸的手了，爸爸养我，
好演技，
超像，超可爱的。好，来，那我们就谢谢平平，
谢谢，
耶，请平平先稍作休息。好的，那大家也不要走远，待会我们这个稍作休息一下，用个洗手间，或者是到旁边合作伙伴摊位上面来逛一下。提醒大家哦，因为我们已经要准备关闭抽奖系统了，所以各位，我们最后开放这个2分钟的时间，如果你还没有登记参加今天的抽奖，要拿手机去服务台登记哦。最后2分钟，我们到20分关闭系统，好不好？我们到20分关闭系统，请大家记得，如果你还没有去登录到这个抽奖系统当中的话，因为我们是抽你的名字，我们奖池是你的名字，所以如果你没有登录，里面没有你的名字，你一辈子都不会被抽到哦，好不好？好，来现场所有的好朋友们，不管你是 BYOC 玩家还是一般的好朋友，现在立刻马上检查一下你手机有没有登录过了。我们开放最后几分钟到20分，好不好？到20分一定要去登录。今天惊喜抽奖超过20个奖项，而且是通通没有公开过的奖项，惊喜大抽奖，价值非常高，因为都是大家最喜欢的东西，所以请各位千万不要错过了。待会25分准时回来哦。如果你没有准时卡到位的话呢，待会就会很可惜哦。我们等一下还会有现场的抽奖哦，好不好？啊，来，那我们就请大家赶快移动脚步喽。好，各位一定有想到，哎，这个舞台前面好像空间没有那么大，我们那么多人怎么塞进去？难道是要一个叠一个吗？没有。待会我们在摊位区会准备2台大 电视，所以请大家也可以到摊位区这边。那一样，请大家尽量都坐下，尽量都席地而坐，因为我们这个现场人数比较众多的关系，所以坐着看比较不会挡到后面的人，好吗？好，那待会呢，我们一起收看完直播之后，就会马上开始进行抽奖，但是所有的奖项都需要本人现场亲自上台领取，我们是会核对证件的哦，各位。所以如果说你登录的名字跟你本人上来的名字不一样，会领不到奖哦，请大家务必要多加注意啦。所以待会请大家直播开始之后，就千万不要再移动，因为我们随时会开始抽奖，好不好？来邀请大家。
没关系。
各位现场的玩家好朋友们，再过5分钟 ，NVIDIA 执行长黄仁勋 CES 主题演讲就要正式开始啦，请大家尽速来到舞台前方或者摊位区的大荧幕前方来就座。那除了这2个地方之外，我们在后面休息区也可以一起观看，所以请大家赶快找个好位置，因为我们将会随时开始进行抽奖。今天所有奖项中奖人要现场马上上台领取哦，主持人比较没耐心。 所以唱名会很快，请大家一定要保持在舞台周遭或者是摊位区的周遭，我才能够看到你举手哦。好，那也提醒大家，待会电子设备记得要静音，不然等一下如果大家看到一半，只有你一个人的电话响起来，会好尴尬，好不好？好，来，那就请大家赶快移动脚步喽。
没有，我那时候有抄，我还有抄。哦。然后呢，我讲一下。结果后来到时候再介绍。
然后再次提醒大家，我们以舞台区前方为优先哦，舞台区前方为优先，请大家优先到舞台前方的摇滚区来就坐。那这个4面8方都可以坐。如果说是 BYOC 的玩家的话，在玩家区里面就坐也是可以的。然后当然，如果要把椅子稍微转一下，或者是往前挪一点也没有问题。好，那就请大家赶快来卡个好位置，我们马上就要一起来看直播啦。待会呢，随时也会开始进行现场的抽奖。先跟大家预告一下，今天我们的奖项总共有12个、8个，还有奖项有超过20个哦，但是一定要现场领奖。那先跟大家说一下稍后抽奖规则。我们除了现场要马上上台领奖之外 ，BYOC 的玩家要带着识别证加证件。如果是一般民众的话，要带证件，要一起上台哦，好吗？那如果说上台之后说我忘了带，那我只会给你1分钟，所以请大家务必要带在身上啦。好，直播马上要开始了，还有1分钟左右的时间，请大家赶快往舞台前方靠近。另外，也要记得将您的电子设备静音哦。好，那也请目前站在走道上、厕所跟电梯前方走道上的大家，我们可以到合作伙伴摊位区。摊位区也准备了2台大电视，请大家现在立刻马上开始移动脚步，我们到摊位区来收看，好不好？我们到摊位区来收看 ，Go Go Go， 快，大家赶快动起来！来，好，各位，如果不赶快移动的话，我要过去找你们喽，我很可怕的哦。来，大家不要站着，你们这样罚站，我们良心会痛痛的耶，好不好？大家不要罚站了，坐下，看你们要坐这边还是要去合作伙伴那边坐都可以。坐下来看，坐下来看。好， 好，如果是现场合作伙伴、工作人员，或者是其他就是不是这个观众朋友的所有工作人员，今天是来上班的各位，我们也尽量先不要站在走道区，因为这样子我们会无从判断玩家朋友跟民众朋友们是否有找到位置坐下了，好吗？好，来，我们请大家可以移动到这个合作伙伴的摊位区。来，我们移到摊位区来收看，我们移到摊位区来一起收看。好，来这边走道上的各位，来，我们移动到摊位区。来，我们移动到摊位区。Hello， 来，听得到吗？听得到吗？我们到摊位区，到摊位区，谢谢。好，后面的玩家朋友或者是观众朋友们，我们到摊位区，到摊位区就坐，到摊位区就坐。来，各位帅哥们，来右转，右转，右转。来，各位右手边，来右手边，右手边。好，来，现在在舞台侧边的，如果大家等一下觉得看一看眼睛快要变斜视了，随时欢迎移到摊位区，好不好？好，来，两位，我们右转，右转直走到底。好，那我们后方报道区的工作人员也帮我引导一下，待会请他们直接到摊位区喽，因为舞台区现在已经只剩下看完会斜视的位置了。
CES isn't just about what's next. It's about what's possible. And when technology and humanity intersect, the answer is anything. That's because tech doesn't just solve challenges. It transforms them into opportunities. It helps us move smarter, live healthier, and experience the world in ways we never thought possible. We are not just here for a tech event. We're here to connect, to solve, to discover, together. Tech isn't just advancing, it's uniting, bringing us closer to an autonomous future, connecting us to better care, making life more connected, more dynamic, and more human. Today's challenges demand bold solutions, and CES is where they start to take shape. Breakthroughs in sustainability, advancements to help feed our growing world. This week isn't just a stage for breakthroughs, it's the spark for discovery. Every screen, every pixel, every part of the tech you will see here showcases the extraordinary potential of human ingenuity meeting technological power. Now we begin this celebration of what connects us, has the power to solve our greatest challenges, and offers endless possibilities we're yet to discover. Right here, right now, the world is watching. So let's dive in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CES 2025. I'm Gary Shapiro, CEO and Vice Chairman of the Consumer Technology Association, the producer of CES, and I am so thrilled to kick off this show with a keynote by one of the most consequential companies in the world. NVIDIA exemplifies the cutting-edge innovation we celebrate at CES. And founder and CEO Jensen Huang is a true visionary, demonstrating the power of ideas, technology, and conviction to drive innovation and reshape our industry and our society. I always like to say that if I listened a little bit more closely the last time Jensen spoke at the CTA event, I could have retired already. But over the past 3 decades, he has established NVIDIA as a force driving change across the globe in industries ranging from healthcare to automotive and entertainment. Today, NVIDIA is pioneering breakthroughs in AI and accelerated computing that touch nearly every person and every business. Thanks to his leadership, NVIDIA's innovations enable advanced chatbots, robots, software-defined vehicles, huge virtual worlds, hyper-synchronized factory floors, and so much more. Huang has been named the world's best CEO by Fortune and The Economist, as well as one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people in the world. But you know, the fact is, like for all of us in this room, our success and his success was not preordained. Jensen started out working at a Denny's as a dishwasher and a busboy, so be nice to them in the future. And he said that the lessons he's learned there, the value of hard work, humility, and hospitality, are what helped him keep the faith and persevere through some of NVIDIA's early challenges. In just a few minutes, we'll hear from NVIDIA founder and CEO Jensen Huang on his unwavering vision of the future and where we're headed next. Stay tuned and have a great CES.
对，然后就知道哦，股票又要涨，没错，买了几千，对，来就来看股票，我要发布什么都不知道。还要发布，有一个来参加，然后到现在我就不知道在干嘛。
This is how intelligence is made. A new kind of factory. Generator of tokens. The building blocks of AI. Tokens have opened a new frontier, the first step into an extraordinary world, where endless possibilities are born. Tokens transform words into knowledge and breathe life into images. They turn ideas into videos and help us safely navigate any environment. Tokens teach robots to move like the masters. Inspire new ways to celebrate our victories.
A martini, please.
Only light up.
Thank you, Adam.
And give us peace of mind when we need it most.
Hi, Morocco. Hi, Anna. It's good to see you again.
Hi, Emma. We're going to take your blood sample today, okay?
Don't worry. I'm going to be here the whole time.
They bring meaning to numbers better understand the world around us. Predict the dangers that surround us. And find cures for the threats within us. Tokens can bring our visions to life. And restore what we've lost.
Zachary, I got my voice back, buddy.
They help us move forward. One small step at a time. And one giant leap. Together. And here is where it all begins.
Welcome to the stage, NVIDIA founder and CEO, Jensen Huang.
Welcome to CES! Are you excited to be in Las Vegas? Do you like my jacket? I thought I'd go the other way from Gary Shapiro. I'm in Las Vegas after all. If this doesn't work out, if all of you object, we'll just get used to it. I really think you have to let this sink in. In another hour or so, you're going to feel good about it. Well, welcome to NVIDIA. In fact, you're inside NVIDIA's digital twin. And we're going to take you to NVIDIA. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NVIDIA. You're inside our digital twin. Everything here is generated by AI. It has been an extraordinary journey, extraordinary year, and it started in 1993. Ready, go! With NV1, we wanted to build computers that can do things that normal computers couldn't. And NV1 made it possible to have a game console in your PC. Our programming architecture was called UDA, missing the letter C until a little while later, but UDA, Unified Device Architecture. And the first developer for UDA and the first application that ever worked on UDA was Sega's Virtual Fighter. 6 years later, we invented, in 1999, the programmable GPU. And it started 20 plus years of incredible advance in this incredible processor called the GPU. It made modern computer graphics possible. And now, 30 years later, Sega's Virtual Fighter is completely cinematic. This is the new Virtual Fighter project that's coming. I just can't wait. Absolutely incredible. 6 years after that, 6 years after 1999, we invented CUDA so that we could explain or express the programmability of our GPUs to a rich set of algorithms that could benefit from it. CUDA initially was difficult to explain, and it took years, in fact. It took approximately 6 years. Somehow, 6 years later or so, 2012, Alex Kershevsky, Ilya Sutskever, and Jeff Hinton discovered CUDA, used it to process AlexNet, and the rest of it is history. AI has been advancing at an incredible pace since. Starting with perception AI, we now can understand images and words and sounds. To generative AI, can generate images and text and sounds. And now, agentic AI. AIs that can perceive, reason, plan, and act. And then the next phase, some of which we'll talk about tonight, physical AI, 2012. Now magically, 2018, something happened that was pretty incredible. Google's Transformer was released as BERT, and the world of AI really took off. Transformers, as you know, completely changed the landscape for artificial intelligence. In fact, it completely changed the landscape for computing altogether. We recognized properly that AI was not just a new application with a new business opportunity, but AI, more importantly, machine learning enabled by transformers, was going to fundamentally change how computing works. And today, computing is revolutionized in every single layer, from hand coding, instructions that run on CPUs to create software tools that humans use. We now have machine learning that creates and optimizes neural networks that processes on GPUs and creates artificial intelligence. Every single layer of the technology stack has been completely changed. An incredible transformation in just 12 years. Well, we can now understand information of just about any modality. Surely you've seen text and images and sounds and things like that. But not only can we understand those, we can understand amino acids, we can understand physics. We understand them, we can translate them, and generate them. The applications are just completely endless. In fact, almost any AI application that you see out there, what modality is the input that it learned from? What modality of information did it translate to? And what modality of information is it generating? If you ask these three fundamental questions, just about every single application could be inferred. And so when you see application after applications that are AI driven, AI native, at the core of it, this fundamental concept is there. Machine learning has changed how every application is going to be built, how computing will be done, and the possibilities beyond. Well, GPUs, GeForce, in a lot of ways, all of this with AI is the house that GeForce built. GeForce enabled AI to reach the masses. And now, AI is coming home to GeForce. There are so many things that you can't do without AI. Let me show you some of it now. real-time computer graphics. No computer graphics researcher, no computer scientist would have told you that it is possible for us to ray trace every single pixel at this point. Ray tracing is a simulation of light. The amount of geometry that you saw was absolutely insane. It would have been impossible without artificial intelligence. There are two fundamental things that we did. We used, of course, programmable shading and ray traced acceleration to produce incredibly beautiful pixels. But then we have artificial intelligence be conditioned, be controlled by that pixel to generate a whole bunch of other pixels. Not only is it able to generate other pixels spatially, because it's aware of what the colors should be, it has been trained on a supercomputer back in NVIDIA, and so the neural network that's running on the GPU can infer and predict the pixels that we did not render. Not only can we do that, it's called DLSS. The latest generation of DLSS also generates beyond frames. It can predict the future, generating 3 additional frames for every frame that we calculate. What you saw, if we just said 4 frames of what you saw, because we're going to render 1 frame and generate 3. If I said 4 frames at full HD, 4K, that's 33 million pixels or so. Out of that 33 million pixels, we computed only 2. It is an absolute miracle that we can computationally using programmable shaders and our ray tracing engine, to compute 2 million pixels and have AI predict all of the other 33. And as a result, we're able to render at incredibly high performance because AI does a lot less computation. It takes, of course, an enormous amount of training to produce that, but once you train it, the generation is extremely efficient. So this is one of the incredible capabilities of artificial intelligence, and that's why there's so many amazing things that are happening. We used GeForce to enable artificial intelligence, and now artificial intelligence is revolutionizing GeForce. Everyone, today we're announcing our next generation, the RTX Blackwell family. Let's take a look. Here it is, our brand new GeForce RTX 50 series Blackwell architecture. The GPU is just a beast. 92 billion transistors, 4,000 TOPS, 4 petaflops of AI, 3 times higher than the last generation Ada. And we need all of it to generate those pixels that I showed you. 380 ray tracing teraflops, so that we could, for the pixels that we have to compute the most beautiful image you possibly can. And of course, 125 shader teraflops. There's actually a concurrent shader teraflops as well as an integer unit of equal performance. So 2 dual shaders, one is for floating point, one is for integer. G7 memory from Micron, 1.8 terabytes per second, twice the performance of our last generation. And we now have the ability to intermix AI workloads with computer graphics workloads. And one of the amazing things about this generation is the programmable shader is also able to now process neural networks. So the shader is able to carry these neural networks, and as a result, we invented neural texture compression and neural material shading. As a result of that, you get these amazingly beautiful images that are only possible because we use AIs to learn the texture, learn the compression algorithm, and as a result, get extraordinary results. Okay, so this is the brand new RTX Blackwell 5090. Now, even the mechanical design is a miracle. Look at this, it's got 2 fans. This whole graphics card is just one giant fan. You know, so the question is, where's the graphics card? It's literally this big. The voltage regulator design is state-of-the-art, incredible design. The engineering team did a great job. So here it is. Thank you. Okay, so those are the speeds and feeds, so how does it compare? Well, this is RTX 4090. I know many of you have one. I know it. Look, it's $1,599. It is one of the best investments you could possibly make. For $1,599, you bring it home to your $10,000 PC entertainment command center. Isn't that right? Don't tell me that's not true. Don't be ashamed. It's liquid cooled, fancy lights all over it. You lock it when you leave. It's the modern home theater. It makes perfect sense. And now for $1,500 and $1,599, you get to upgrade that and turbocharge the living daylights out of it. Well, now with the Blackwell family, RTX 5070, 4090 performance at $549. Impossible without artificial intelligence. Impossible without the 4 teraops of AI tensor cores. Impossible without the G7 memories. Okay, so 5070, 4090 performance, $549, and here's the whole family. Starting from 5070 all the way up to 5090. 5090 twice the performance of 4090. Starting, of course, we're producing at very large scale availability starting January. Well, it is incredible, but we managed to put these in gigantic performance GPUs into a laptop. This is a 5070 laptop. For $1,299, this 5070 laptop has a 4090 performance. I think there's one here somewhere. Let me show you this. This is look at this thing. Here. There's only so many pockets. Ladies and gentlemen, Janine Paul. So can you imagine? You get this incredible graphics card here at Blackwell. We're going to shrink it and put it in there. Does that make any sense? Well, you can't do that without artificial intelligence. And the reason for that is because we're generating most of the pixels using our tensor cores. So we ray trace only the pixels we need, and we generate using artificial intelligence all the other pixels we have. As a result, the energy efficiency is just off the charts. The future of computer graphics is neural rendering, the fusion of artificial intelligence and computer graphics. And what's really amazing is, this is a surprisingly kinetic keynote. And what's really amazing is the family of GPUs we're going to put in here. And so the 5090 will fit into a laptop, a thin laptop. That last laptop was 14.9 millimeters. You got a 5080, 5070 Ti, and 5070. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the RTX Blackwell family. Well, GeForce brought AI to the world, democratized AI. Now AI has come back and revolutionized GeForce. Let's talk about artificial intelligence. Let's go to somewhere else at NVIDIA. This is literally our office. This is literally NVIDIA's headquarters. Okay, so let's talk about AI. The industry is chasing and racing to scale artificial intelligence. And the scaling law is a powerful model. It's an empirical law that has been observed and demonstrated by researchers and industry over several generations. And the scaling law says that the more data you have, the training data that you have, the larger model that you have, and the more compute that you apply to it, therefore, the more effective or the more capable your model will become. And so the scaling law continues. What's really amazing is that now we're moving towards, of course, and the internet is producing about twice the amount of data every single year as it did last year. I think that in the next couple of years, humanity will produce more data than all of humanity has ever produced since the beginning. And so we're still producing a gigantic amount of data, and it's becoming multimodal. Video and images and sound, all of that data can be used to train the fundamental knowledge, the foundational knowledge of an AI. But there are, in fact, two other scaling laws that has now emerged. And it's somewhat intuitive. The second scaling law is post-training scaling law. Post-training scaling law uses techniques like reinforcement learning, human feedback. Basically, the AI produces and generates answers based on a human query. The human then, of course, gives a feedback. It's much more complicated than that, but that reinforcement learning system with a fair number of very high-quality prompts causes the AI to refine its skills. It could fine-tune its skills for particular domains. It could be better at solving math problems, better at reasoning, so on and so forth. And so it's essentially like having a mentor or having a coach give you feedback after you're done going to school. And so you get tests, you get feedback, you improve yourself. We also have reinforcement learning AI feedback, and we have synthetic data generation. These techniques are rather akin to, if you will, self-practice. You know the answer to a particular problem, and you continue to try it until you get it right. And so an AI could be presented with a very complicated and difficult problem that is verifiable functionally. And it has an answer that we understand. Maybe proving a theorem, maybe solving a geometry problem. And so these problems would cause the AI to produce answers, and using reinforcement learning, it would learn how to improve itself. That's called post-training. Post-training requires an enormous amount of computation, but the end result produces incredible models. We now have a third scaling law, and this third scaling law has to do with what's called test time scaling. Test time scaling is basically when you're being used. When you're using the AI has the ability to now apply a different resource allocation. Instead of improving its parameters, now it's focused on deciding how much computation to use to produce the answers it wants to produce. Reasoning is a way of thinking about this. Long thinking is a way to think about this. Instead of a direct inference or one-shot answer, you might reason about it. You might break down the problem into multiple steps. You might generate multiple ideas and evaluate. Your AI system would evaluate which one of the ideas that you generated was the best one. Maybe it solves the problem step by step, so on and so forth. And so now test time scaling has proven to be incredibly effective. You're watching this sequence of technology and all of these scaling laws emerge as we see incredible achievements from ChatGPT to O1 to O3, and now Gemini Pro. All of these systems are going through this journey step by step by step, of pre-training to post-training to test time scaling. Well, the amount of computation that we need, of course, is incredible. And we would like, in fact, that society has the ability to scale the amount of computation to produce more and more novel and better intelligence. Intelligence, of course, is the most valuable asset that we have, and it can be applied to solve a lot of very challenging problems. So, scaling law. It's driving enormous demand for NVIDIA computing. It's driving an enormous demand for this incredible chip we call Blackwell. Let's take a look at Blackwell. Well, Blackwell is in full production. It is incredible what it looks like. So first of all, there's some, every single cloud service provider now have systems up and running. We have systems here from about 15 computer makers. It's being made about 200 different SKUs, 200 different configurations. They're liquid-cooled, air-cooled, x86, NVIDIA Grace CPU versions, NVLink 36 by 2, NVLink 72 by 1, whole bunch of different types of systems so that we can accommodate just about every single data center in the world. Well, these systems are being currently manufactured in some 45 factories. It tells you how pervasive artificial intelligence is and how much the industry is jumping onto artificial intelligence in this new computing model. Well, the reason why we're driving it so hard is because we need a lot more computation. It's very clear that Janine? You know, it's hard to tell. You don't ever want to reach your hands into a dark place. I was like, is this a good idea? All right. Wait for it. Wait for it. I thought I was worthy. Apparently, Yonier didn't think I was worthy. All right. This is my show and tell. This is a show and tell. So, this NVLink system, this right here, this NVLink system, this is GB200 NVLink 72. It is 1.5 tons, 600,000 parts, approximately equal to 20 cars, 120 kilowatts. It has a spine behind it that connects all of these GPU together, 2 miles of copper cable, 5,000 cables. This is being manufactured in 45 factories around the world. We build them, we liquid cool them, we test them, we disassemble them, ship them the parts to the data centers because it's 1.5 tons. We reassemble it outside the data centers and install them. The manufacturing is insane. But the goal of all of this is because the scaling laws are driving computing so hard that this level of computation, Blackwell over our last generation, improves the performance per watt by a factor of 4. Performance per watt by a factor of 4, performance per dollar by a factor of 3. That basically says that in one generation, we reduce the cost of training these models by a factor of 3. Or if you want to increase the size of your model by a factor of 3, it's about the same cost. But the important thing is this. These are generating tokens that are being used by all of us when we use ChatGPT or when we use Gemini or use our phones in the future. Just about all of these applications are going to be consuming these AI tokens. And these AI tokens are being generated by these systems. And every single data center is limited by power. And so if the perf per watt of Blackwell is 4 times our last generation, then the revenue that could be generated, the amount of business that could be generated in the data center is increased by a factor of 4. And so these AI factory systems really are factories today. Now the goal of all of this is so that we can create one giant chip. The amount of computation we need is really quite incredible. And this is basically one giant chip. If we would have had to build a chip, there we go. Sorry guys. You see that? That's cool. Look at that, disco lights in here. If we had to build this as one chip, obviously this would be the size of the wafer, but this doesn't include the impact of yield. It would have to be probably 3 or 4 times the size. But what we basically have here is 72 Blackwell GPUs or 144 dies. This one chip here is 1.4 exaflops. The world's largest supercomputer, fastest supercomputer, only recently, this entire room's supercomputer only recently achieved an exaflop plus. This is 1.4 exaflops of AI floating point performance. It has 14 terabytes of memory, but here's the amazing thing. The memory bandwidth is 1.2 petabytes per second. That's basically the entire internet traffic that's happening right now. The entire world's internet traffic is being processed across these chips, okay? And we have 130 trillion transistors in total, 2,592 CPU cores, whole bunch of networking. And so these, I wish I could do this, I don't think I will. So these are the Blackwells. These are our ConnectX networking chips. These are the NVLink, and we're trying to pretend about the NVLink spine, but that's not possible. Okay. And these are all of the HBM memories, 14 terabytes of HBM memory. This is what we're trying to do, and this is the miracle. This is the miracle of the Blackwell system. The Blackwell dies right here. It is the largest single chip the world's ever made. But yet, the miracle is really, in addition to that, this is the Grace Blackwell system. Well, the goal of all of this, of course, is so that we can, thank you, thanks. Boy, is there a chair I can sit down for a second? Can I have a Michelob Ultra? How is it possible that we're in Michelob Ultra Stadium? It's like coming to NVIDIA and we don't have a GPU for you. So we need an enormous amount of computation because we want to train larger and larger models, and these inferences used to be one inference, but in the future, the AI is going to be talking to itself. It's going to be thinking. It's going to be internally reflecting, processing. So today, when the tokens are being generated at you, so long as it's coming out at 20 or 30 tokens per second, it's basically as fast as anybody can read. However, in the future, and right now with GPT-01, you know, with the new Gemini Pro and the new the 01, 03 models, they're talking to themselves, reflecting, they're thinking. And so, as you can imagine, the rate at which the tokens could be ingested is incredibly high. And so we need the token rates, the token generation rates to go way up. And we also have to drive the cost way down simultaneously so that the quality of service can be extraordinary, the cost to customers can continue to be low, and AI will continue to scale. And so that's the fundamental purpose, the reason why we created NVLink. Well, one of the most important things that's happening in the world of enterprise is agentic AI. Agentic AI basically is a perfect example of test time scaling. AI is a system of models. Some of it is understanding, interacting with the customer, interacting with the user. Some of it is maybe retrieving information from storage, a semantic AI system like a RAG. Maybe it's going on to the internet. Maybe it's studying a PDF file. And so it might be using tools, it might be using a calculator, and it might be using a generative AI to generate charts and such. And it's taking the problem you gave it, breaking it down step by step, and it's iterating through all these different models. Well, in order to respond to a customer in the future, in order for AI to respond, it used to be ask a question, answer starts spewing out. In the future, you ask a question, a whole bunch of models are going to be working in the background. And so test time scaling, the amount of computation used for inferencing is going to go through the roof. It's going to go through the roof because we want better and better answers. Well, to help the industry build agentic AI, our go-to-market is not direct to enterprise customers. Our go-to-market is we work with software developers in the IT ecosystem to integrate our technology to make possible new capabilities, just like we did with CUDA libraries. We now want to do that with AI libraries. And just as the computing model of the past has APIs that are doing computer graphics or doing linear algebra or doing fluid dynamics, in the future, on top of those acceleration libraries, CUDA acceleration libraries, we'll have AI libraries. We've created 3 things for helping the ecosystem build agentic AI. NVIDIA NIMs, which are essentially AI microservices all packaged up. It takes all of this really complicated CUDA software, CUDA DNN, Cutlass, TensorRT-LM, Triton, all of these different really complicated software, and the model itself, we package it up, we optimize it, we put it into a container, and you can take it wherever you like. And so we have models for vision, for understanding languages, for speech, for animation, for digital biology, and we have some new exciting models coming for physical AI. And these AI models run in every single cloud, because NVIDIA's GPUs are now available in every single cloud. It's available in every single OEM. So you could literally take these models, integrate it into your software packages, create AI agents that run on Cadence, or there might be ServiceNow agents, or they might be SAP agents, and they could deploy it to their customers and run it wherever the customers want to run the software. The next layer is what we call NVIDIA NeMo. NeMo is essentially a digital employee onboarding and training evaluation system. In the future, these AI agents are essentially digital workforce that are working alongside your employees, doing things for you on your behalf. And so the way that you would bring these specialized agents these special agents into your company is to onboard them, just like you onboard an employee. And so we have different libraries that helps these AI agents be trained for the type of language in your company. Maybe the vocabulary is unique to your company, the business process is different, the way you work is different. So you would give them examples of what the work product should look like, and they would try to generate it. You would give it feedback, and then you would evaluate them, so on and so forth. And so that, and you would guardrail them. You say, these are the things that you're not allowed to do. These are the things you're not allowed to say. And we even give them access to certain information. Okay, so that entire pipeline, digital employee pipeline, is called NeMo. In a lot of ways, the IT department of every company is going to be the HR department of AI agents in the future. Today, they manage and maintain a bunch of software from the IT industry. In the future, they'll maintain, nurture, onboard, and improve a whole bunch of digital agents and provision them to the companies to use. Okay, and so your IT department is going to become kind of like AI agent HR. And on top of that, we provide a whole bunch of blueprints that our ecosystem could take advantage of. All of this is completely open source, and so you could take it and modify the blueprints. We have blueprints for all kinds of different types of agents. Well, today we're also announcing that we're doing something that's really cool and I think really clever. We're announcing a whole family of models that are based off of Llama, the NVIDIA Llama Nemotron language foundation models. Llama 3.1 is a complete phenomenon. The download of Llama 3.1 from Meta, 650,000 times, something like that. It has been derived and turned into other models, about 60,000 other different models. It is singularly the reason why just about every single enterprise and every single industry has been activated to start working on AI. Well, the thing that we did was we realized that the Llama models really could be better fine-tuned for enterprise use. And so we fine-tune them using our expertise and our capabilities, and we turn them into the Llama Nemotron suite of open models. There are small ones that interact in very, very fast response time, extremely small. They're what we call super Llama Nemotron supers. They're basically your mainstream versions of your models, or your ultra model. The ultra model could be used to be a teacher model for a whole bunch of other models. It could be a reward model, evaluator, a judge for other models to create answers and decide whether it's a good answer or not. Basically give feedback to other models. It could be distilled in a lot of different ways. Basically, a teacher model, a knowledge distillation model. Very large, very capable. And so all of this is now available online. Well, these models are incredible. It's number one in leaderboards for chat, leaderboard for instruction, leaderboard for retrieval. So the different types of functionalities necessary that are used in AI agents around the world, these are going to be incredible models for you. We're also working with the ecosystem. All of our NVIDIA AI technologies are integrated into the IT industry. We have great partners and really great work being done at ServiceNow, at SAP, at Siemens, for industrial AI. Cadence is doing great work, Synopsys is doing great work. I'm really proud of the work that we do with Perplexity. As you know, they revolutionized search. They have really fantastic stuff. Codium, every software engineer in the world. This is going to be the next giant AI application. Next giant AI service, period, is software coding. 30 million software engineers around the world. Everybody is going to have a software assistant helping them code. If not, obviously you're going to be way less productive and create lesser good code. And so this is 30 million. There's 1 billion knowledge workers in the world. It is very, very clear AI agents is probably the next robotics industry and likely to be a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. Well, let me show you some of the blueprints that we've created and some of the work that we've done with our partners with these AI agents. AI agents are the new digital workforce, working for and with us. AI agents are a system of models that reason about a mission, break it down into tasks, and retrieve data or use tools to generate a quality response. NVIDIA's agentic AI building blocks, NIM pre-trained models, and NEMO framework let organizations easily develop AI agents and deploy them anywhere. We will onboard and train our agentic workforces on our company's methods, like we do for employees. AI agents are domain-specific task experts. Let me show you 4 examples. For the billions of knowledge workers and students, AI research assistant agents ingest complex documents like lectures, journals, financial results, and generate interactive podcasts for easy learning.
By combining a UNet regression model with a diffusion model, CoreDiff can downscale global weather forecasts down from 25 kilometers to 2 kilometers.
Developers, like at NVIDIA, manage software security AI agents that continuously scan software for vulnerabilities, alerting developers to what action is needed. Virtual Lab AI agents help researchers design and screen billions of compounds to find promising drug candidates faster than ever. And video analytics AI agents built on an NVIDIA Metropolis blueprint, including NVIDIA Cosmos Nemotron vision language models, Llama Nemotron LLMs, and NEMO Retriever. Metropolis agents analyze content from the billions of cameras generating 100,000 petabytes of video per day. They enable interactive search, summarization, and automated reporting, and help monitor traffic flows, flagging congestion or danger. In industrial facilities, they monitor processes,
and generate recommendations or improvement. Metropolis agents centralize data from hundreds of cameras and can reroute workers or robots when incidents occur. The age of agentic AI is here for every organization.
Okay. That was the first pitch at a baseball game. That was not generated. I just felt that none of you were impressed. Okay, so AI was created in the cloud and for the cloud. AI was created in the cloud for the cloud. And for enjoying AI on phones, of course, it's perfect. Very, very soon, we're going to have a continuous AI that's going to be with you. And when you use those Meta glasses, you could, of course, point at something, look at something, and ask it, whatever information you want. And so AI is perfect in the cloud. It was created in the cloud, it's perfect in the cloud. However, we would love to be able to take that AI everywhere. I mentioned already that you could take NVIDIA AI to any cloud, but you could also put it inside your company. But the thing that we want to do more than anything is put it on our PC as well. And so, as you know, Windows 95 revolutionized the computer industry. It made possible this new suite of multimedia services, and it changed the way that applications was created for everyone. Windows 95, this model of computing, of course, is not perfect for AI. And so the thing that we would like to do is we would like to have, in the future, your AI basically become your AI assistant. And instead of just the 3D APIs and the sound APIs and the video APIs, you would have generative APIs. Generative APIs for 3D and generative APIs for language and generative AI for sound and so on and so forth. And we need a system that makes that possible while leveraging the massive investment that's in the cloud. There's no way that the world can create yet another way of programming AI models. It's just not going to happen. And so if we can figure out a way to make Windows PC a world-class AI PC, it would be completely awesome. And it turns out the answer is Windows. It's Windows WSL2. Windows WSL2. Windows WSL2 basically is two operating systems within one. It works perfectly. It's developed for developers, and it's developed so that you can have access to bare metal. WSL2 has been optimized for cloud-native applications. It is optimized for, and very importantly, it's been optimized for CUDA. And so WSL2 supports CUDA perfectly out of the box. As a result, everything that I showed you with NVIDIA NIMs, NVIDIA NeMo, the blueprints that we developed that are going to be up in ai.nvidia.com, so long as the computer fits it, so long as you can fit that model, and we're going to have many models that fit, whether it's vision models or language models or speech models or these animation digital human models, all kinds of different types of models are going to be perfect for your PC, and you download it and it should just run. And so our focus is to turn Windows WSL2, Windows PC, into a target first-class platform that we will support and maintain for as long as we shall live. And so this is an incredible thing for engineers and developers everywhere. Let me show you something that we can do with that. This is one of the examples of the blueprint we just made for you.
Generative AI synthesizes amazing images from simple text prompts. Yet image composition can be challenging to control using only words. With NVIDIA NIM microservices, creators can use simple 3D objects to guide AI image generation. Let's see how a concept artist can use this technology to develop the look of a scene. They start by laying out 3D assets created by hand or generated with AI. Then use an image generation NIM, such as Flux, to create a visual that adheres to the 3D scene. Add or move objects to refine the composition. Change camera angles to frame the perfect shot. Or reimagine the whole scene with a new prompt. Assisted by generative AI and NVIDIA NIM, an artist can quickly realize their vision.
NVIDIA AI for your PCs. Hundreds of millions of PCs in the world with Windows, and so we could get them ready for AI. OEMs, all the PC OEMs we work with, just basically all of the world's leading PC OEMs, are going to get their PCs ready for this stack. And so AI PCs are coming to a home near you. Linux is good. Okay, let's talk about physical AI. Speaking of Linux, let's talk about physical AI. So, physical AI. Imagine, whereas your large language model, you give it your context, your prompt on the left, and it generates tokens one at a time to produce the output. That's basically how it works. The amazing thing is this model in the middle is quite large, has billions of parameters. The context length is incredibly large because you might decide to load in a PDF. In my case, I might load in several PDFs before I ask it a question. Those PDFs are turned into tokens. The attention, the basic attention characteristic of a transformer has every single token find its relationship and relevance against every other token. So you could have hundreds of thousands of tokens, and the computational load increases quadratically. And it does this, all of the parameters, all of the input sequence, process it through every single layer of the transformer, and it produces one token. That's the reason why we need a Blackwell. And then the next token is produced when the current token is done. It puts the current token into the input sequence and takes that whole thing and generates the next token and does it one at a time. This is the transformer model. It's the reason why it's so incredibly effective, computationally demanding. What if instead of PDFs, it's your surrounding? And what if instead of the prompt, a question, it's a request? Go over there and pick up that, that box and bring it back. And instead of what is produced in tokens as text, it produces action tokens. Well, that I just described is a very sensible thing for the future of robotics. And the technology is right around the corner. But what we need to do is we need to create the effectively the world model of, as opposed to GPT, which is a language model. And this world model has to understand the language of the world. It has to understand physical dynamics, things like gravity and friction and inertia. It has to understand geometric and spatial relationships. It has to understand cause and effect. If you drop something that falls to the ground, if you poke at it, it tips over. It has to understand object permanence. If you roll a ball over the kitchen counter, when it goes off the other side, the ball didn't leave into another quantum universe. That's still there. And so all of these types of understanding is intuitive understanding that we know that most models today have a very hard time with. And so we would like to create we need a world foundation model. Today we're announcing a very big thing. We're announcing NVIDIA Cosmos, a world foundation model that is designed, that was created to understand the physical world. And the only way for you to really understand this is to see it. Let's play it.
The next frontier of AI is physical AI. Model performance is directly related to data availability, but physical world data is costly to capture, curate, and label. NVIDIA Cosmos is a world foundation model development platform to advance physical AI. It includes auto-regressive world foundation models, diffusion-based world foundation models, advanced tokenizers, and an NVIDIA CUDA, an AI-accelerated data pipeline. Cosmos models ingest text, image, or video prompts and generate virtual world states as videos. Cosmos generations prioritize the unique requirements of AV and robotics use cases, like real-world environments, lighting, and object permanence. Developers use NVIDIA Omniverse to build physics-based, geospatially accurate scenarios. then output Omniverse renders into Cosmos, which generates photoreal, physically based synthetic data. Whether diverse objects or environments, conditions like weather or time of day, or edge case scenarios. Developers use Cosmos to generate worlds for reinforcement learning AI feedback to improve policy models, or to test and validate model performance, even across multi-sensor views. Cosmos can generate tokens in real time, bringing the power of foresight and multiverse simulation to AI models, generating every possible future to help the model select the right path. Working with the world's developer ecosystem, NVIDIA is helping advance the next wave of physical AI.
NVIDIA Cosmos. NVIDIA Cosmos. NVIDIA Cosmos, the world's first world foundation model. It is trained on 20 million hours of video. The 20 million hours of video focuses on physical dynamic things. So dynamic nature themes, humans walking, hands moving, manipulating things, things that are fast camera movements. It's really about teaching the AI, not about generating creative content, but teaching the AI to understand the physical world. And with this physical AI, there are many downstream things that we could do as a result. We could do synthetic data generation to train models. We could distill it and turn it into effectively the beginnings of a robotics model. You could have it generate multiple physically based, physically plausible scenarios of the future, basically do a Doctor Strange. You could, because this model understands the physical world, of course you saw a whole bunch of images generated, this model understanding the physical world, it also could do, of course, captioning. And so it could take videos, caption it incredibly well, and that captioning and the video could be used to train large language models, multimodality large language models. And so you could use this technology to use this foundation model to train robots, as well as large language models. And so this is the NVIDIA Cosmos. The platform has an autoregressive model for real-time applications, has diffusion model for a very high quality image generation. It's incredible tokenizer, basically learning the vocabulary of real world, and a data pipeline so that if you would like to take all of this and then train it on your own data, this data pipeline, because there's so much data involved, we've accelerated everything end to end for you. And so this is the world's first data processing pipeline that's CUDA accelerated as well as AI accelerated. All of this is part of the Cosmos platform. And today we're announcing that Cosmos is open licensed. It's open available on GitHub. We hope that this moment, and there's a small, medium, large for very fast models, mainstream models, and also teacher models, basically not knowledge transfer models. Cosmos World Foundation model being open, we really hope will do for the world of robotics and industrial AI what Llama 3 has done for enterprise AI. The magic happens when you connect Cosmos to Omniverse, and the reason fundamentally is this. Omniverse is a physics grounded, not physically grounded, but physics grounded. It's algorithmic physics, principled physics simulation grounded system. It's a simulator. When you connect that to Cosmos, it provides the grounding, the ground truth that can control and to condition the Osmos generation. As a result, what comes out of Osmos is grounded on truth. This is exactly the same idea as connecting a large language model to a RAG, to a retrieval augmented generation system. You want to ground
the AI generation on ground truth. And so the combination of the two gives you a physically simulated, a physically grounded, multiverse generator. And the application, the use cases are really quite exciting. And of course, for robotics, for industrial applications, it is very, very clear. This Cosmos plus Omniverse plus Cosmos represents the third computer that's necessary for building robotic systems. Every robotics company will ultimately have to build 3 computers. The robotic system could be a factory, the robotic system could be a car, it could be a robot. You need 3 fundamental computers. One computer, of course, to train the AI. We call it the DGX computer, to train the AI. Another, of course, when you're done, to deploy the AI. We call that AGX. That's inside the car, in the robot, or in an AMR, or at the in the stadium, or whatever it is. These computers are at the edge and they're autonomous. But to connect the two, you need a digital twin. And this is all the simulations that you were seeing. The digital twin is where the AI that has been trained goes to practice, to be refined, to do its synthetic data generation, reinforcement learning, AI feedback, such and such. And so it's the digital twin of the AI. These 3 computers are going to be working interactively. NVIDIA's strategy for the industrial world, and we've been talking about this for some time, is this 3-computer system. Instead of a three body problem, we have a 3-computer solution. And so it's the NVIDIA of robotics. So let me give you 3 examples. All right, so the first example is how we apply all of this to industrial digitalization. There are millions of factories, hundreds of thousands of warehouses. That's basically it's the backbone of a $50 trillion manufacturing industry. All of that has to become software defined. All of it has to have automation in the future. And all of it will be infused with robotics. Well, we're partnering with Kion, the world's leading warehouse automation solutions provider, and Accenture, the world's largest professional services provider, and they have a big focus in digital manufacturing. And we're working together to create something that's really special. And I'll show you that in a second. But our go-to-market is essentially the same as all of the other software platforms and all the technology platforms that we have. Through the developers and ecosystem partners, and we have just a growing number of ecosystem partners connecting to Omniverse. And the reason for that is very clear. Everybody wants to digitalize the future of industries. There's so much waste, so much opportunity for automation in that $50 trillion of the world's GDP. So let's take a look at that. This one example that we're doing with Kion and Accenture. Kion, the supply chain solution company. Accenture, a global leader in professional services, and NVIDIA are bringing physical AI to the $1 trillion warehouse and distribution center market. Managing high-performance warehouse logistics involves navigating a complex web of decisions influenced by constantly shifting variables. These include daily and seasonal demand changes, space constraints, workforce availability, and the integration of diverse robotic and automated systems. And predicting operational KPIs of a physical warehouse is nearly impossible today. To tackle these challenges, Kion is adopting Mega, an NVIDIA Omniverse blueprint for building industrial digital twins to test and optimize robotic fleets. First, Kion's warehouse management solution assigns tasks to the industrial AI brains in the digital twin, such as moving a load from a buffer location to a shuttle storage solution. The robot's brains are in a simulation of a physical warehouse, digitalized into Omniverse using OpenUSD connectors to aggregate CAD, video and image to 3D, LiDAR to point cloud, and AI-generated data. The fleet of robots execute tasks by perceiving and reasoning about their Omniverse digital twin environment, planning their next motion and acting. The robot brains can see the resulting state through sensor simulations and decide their next action. The loop continues while Mega precisely tracks the state of everything in the digital twin. Now, Keon can simulate infinite scenarios at scale while measuring operational KPIs, such as throughput, efficiency, and utilization, all before deploying changes to the physical warehouse. Together with NVIDIA, Keon and Accenture are reinventing industrial autonomy.
That's incredible. Everything is in simulation. In the future, every factory will have a digital twin. And that digital twin operates exactly like the real factory. And in fact, you could use Omniverse with Cosmos to generate a whole bunch of future scenarios, and you pick, then an AI decides which one of the scenarios are the most optimal for whatever KPIs, and that becomes the programming constraints, the program, if you will, the AIs that will be deployed into the real factories. The next example, autonomous vehicles. The AV revolution has arrived. After so many years, with Waymo's success and Tesla's success, it is very, very clear autonomous vehicles has finally arrived. Well, our offering to this industry is the three computers, the training systems to train the AIs, the simulation systems, and the synthetic data generation systems, Omniverse and now Cosmos, and also the computer that's inside the car. Each car company might work with us in a different way, use one or two or three of the computers. We're working with just about every major car company around the world. Waymo and Zoox and Tesla, of course, in their data center, BYD, the largest EV company in the world, JLR's got a really cool car coming, Mercedes got a fleet of cars coming with NVIDIA starting this year, going to production. And I'm super, super pleased to announce that today, Toyota and NVIDIA are going to partner together to create their next generation AVs. Just so many cool companies, Lucid and Rivian and Xiaomi and of course Volvo, just so many different companies. Wabi is building self-driving trucks. Aurora, we announced this week also that Aurora is going to use NVIDIA to build self-driving trucks. Autonomous, 100 million cars built each year, a billion cars, vehicles on the road all over the world, 1 trillion miles that are driven around the world each year. That's all going to be either highly autonomous or, fully autonomous coming up. And so this is going to be a very large industry. I predict that this will likely be the first multi-trillion-dollar robotics industry. This business for us, notice in just a few of these cars that are starting to ramp into the world, our business is already $4 billion, and this year probably on a run rate of about $5 billion. So really significant business already. This is going to be very large. Well, today we're announcing that our next generation processor for the car, our next generation computer for the car is called Thor. I have one right here. Hang on a second. Okay, this is Thor. This is Thor. This is a robotics computer. This is a robotics computer. It takes sensors and just a madness amount of sensor information, process it, umpteen cameras, high resolution, radars, lidars, they're all coming into this chip. And this chip has to process all that sensor, turn them into tokens, put them into a transformer, and predict the next path. And this AV computer is now in full production. Thor is 20 times the processing capability of our last generation Orin, which is really the standard of autonomous vehicles today. And so this is just really quite incredible. Thor is in full production. This robotics processor, by the way, also goes into a full robot. And so it could be an AMR, it could be a humanoid robot, it could be the brain, it could be the manipulator. This processor basically is a universal robotics computer. The second part of our drive system that I'm incredibly proud of is the dedication to safety. Drive OS, I'm pleased to announce, is now the first software-defined programmable AI computer that has been certified up to ASIL D, which is the highest standard of functional safety for automobiles.
the only and the highest. And so I'm really, really proud of this. ASIL-D, ISO 26262. It is the work of some 15,000 engineering years. This is just extraordinary work. And as a result of that, CUDA is now a functional, safe computer. And so if you're building a robot, NVIDIA CUDA, you know. Okay, so now I told you I was going to show you what would we use Omniverse and Cosmos to do in the context of self-driving cars. And you know, today, instead of showing you a whole bunch of videos of cars driving on the road, I'll show you some of that too. But I want to show you how we use the car to reconstruct digital twins automatically using AI and use that capability to train future AI models. Okay, let's play. The autonomous vehicle revolution is here. Building autonomous vehicles, like all robots, requires 3 computers. NVIDIA DGX to train AI models, Omniverse to test drive and generate synthetic data, and Drive AGX, a supercomputer in the car. Building safe autonomous vehicles means addressing edge scenarios, but real-world data is limited, is essential for training. The Autonomous Vehicle Data Factory, powered by NVIDIA Omniverse, AI models, and Cosmos, generates synthetic driving scenarios that enhance training data by orders of magnitude. First, OmniMap fuses map and geospatial data to construct drivable 3D environments. Driving scenario variations can be generated from replay drive logs or AI traffic generators. Next, a neural reconstruction engine uses autonomous vehicle sensor logs to create high-fidelity 4D simulation environments. It replays previous drives in 3D and generates scenario variations to amplify training data. Finally, Edify 3DS automatically searches through existing asset libraries or generates new assets to create sim-ready scenes. The Omniverse scenarios are used to condition Cosmos to generate massive amounts of photorealistic data, reducing the sim-to-real gap. And with text prompts, generate near-infinite variations of the driving scenario. With Cosmos Nemotron Video Search, the massively scaled synthetic dataset, combined with recorded drives, can be curated to train models. NVIDIA's AI Data Factory scales hundreds of drives into billions of effective miles, setting the standard for safe and advanced autonomous driving.
Is that incredible? We take thousands of drives and turn them into billions of miles. We are going to have mountains of training data for autonomous vehicles. Of course, we still need actual cars on the road. Of course, we will continuously collect data for as long as we shall live. However, synthetic data generation using this multiverse, physically based, physically grounded capability so that we generate. The AV industry is here. This is an incredibly exciting time, super excited about the next several years. I think you're going to see, just as computer graphics was revolutionized such incredible pace, you're going to see the pace of AV development increasing tremendously over the next several years. I think the next part is robotics. So humanoid robots, my friends. The ChatGPT moment
for general robotics is just around the corner. And in fact, all of the enabling technologies that I've been talking about is going to make it possible for us in the next several years to see very rapid breakthroughs, surprising breakthroughs in general robotics. Now, the reason why general robotics is so important is whereas robots with tracks and wheels require special environments to accommodate them, there are three robots in the world that we can make that require no green fields. Brownfield adaptation is perfect. If we could possibly build these amazing robots, we could deploy them in exactly the world that we've built for ourselves. These three robots are, one, agentic robots and agentic AI, because they're information workers. So long as they could accommodate the computers that we have in our offices, it's going to be great. Number two, self-driving cars. And the reason for that is we spent 100+ years building roads and cities. And then number three, humanoid robots. If we have the technology to solve these three, this will be the largest technology industry the world's ever seen. And so we think that the robotics era is just around the corner. The critical capability is how to train these robots. In the case of humanoid robots, the imitation information is rather hard to collect. And the reason for that is, in the case of car, you just drive it. We're driving cars all the time. In the case of these humanoid robots, the imitation information, the human demonstration is rather laborious to do. And so we need to come up with a clever way to take hundreds of demonstrations, thousands of human demonstrations, and somehow use artificial intelligence and Omniverse to synthetically generate millions of synthetically generated motions. And from those motions, the AI can learn how to perform a task. Let me show you how that's done. Developers around the world are building the next wave of physical AI-embodied robots, humanoids. Developing general-purpose robot models requires massive amounts of real-world data, which is costly to capture and curate. NVIDIA Isaac GR00T helps tackle these challenges, providing humanoid robot developers with four things: robot foundation models, data pipelines, simulation frameworks, and a Thor robotics computer. The NVIDIA Isaac GR00T blueprint for synthetic motion generation is a simulation workflow for imitation learning, enabling developers to generate exponentially large datasets from a small number of human demonstrations. First, GR00T Teleop enables skilled human workers to portal into a digital twin of their robot using the Apple Vision Pro. This means operators can capture data even without a physical robot, and they can operate the robot in a risk-free environment, eliminating the chance of physical damage or wear and tear. To teach a robot a single task, operators capture motion trajectories through a handful of teleoperated demonstrations, then use GR00T Mimic to multiply these trajectories into a much larger dataset. Next, they use GR00T Gen, built on Omniverse and Cosmos for domain randomization and 3D to real upscaling, generating an exponentially larger dataset. The Omniverse and Cosmos multiverse simulation engine provides a massively scaled dataset to train the robot policy. Once the policy is trained, developers can perform software-in-the-loop testing and validation in Isaac Sim before deploying to the real robot. The age of general robotics is arriving, powered by NVIDIA Isaac GR00T.
We're going to have mountains of data to train robots with. NVIDIA Isaac GR00T. NVIDIA Isaac GR00T. This is our platform to provide technology elements to the robotics industry to accelerate the development of general robotics. And, well, I have one more thing that I want to show you.
none of this would be possible if not for this incredible project that we started about a decade ago. Inside the company was called Project Digits, Deep Learning GPU Intelligence Training System. Digits. Well, before we launched it, I shrunk it to DGX and to harmonize it with RTX, AGX, OVX, and all of the other X's that we have in the company. And it really revolutionized, DGX1 really revolutionized, where's DGX1? DGX1 revolutionized artificial intelligence. The reason why we built it was because we wanted to make it possible for researchers and startups to have an out-of-the-box AI supercomputer. Imagine the way supercomputers were built in the past. You really have to build your own facility, and you have to go build your own infrastructure and really engineer it into existence. And so we created a supercomputer for AI development for researchers and startups that comes literally one out of the box. I delivered the first one to a startup company in 2016 called OpenAI, and Elon was there, and Ilya Sutskever was there, and many of the NVIDIA engineers were there, and we celebrated the arrival of DGX1, and obviously it revolutionized artificial intelligence computing. But now artificial intelligence is everywhere. It's not just in researchers and startup labs. You know, we want artificial intelligence, as I mentioned in the beginning of our talk. This is now the new way of doing computing. This is the new way of doing software. Every software engineer, every creative artist, everybody who uses computers today as a tool will need an AI supercomputer. And so I just wish that DGX1 was smaller. And you know, you know, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, this is NVIDIA's latest AI supercomputer. And it's finally called Project Digits right now. And if you have a good name for it, reach out to us. Here's the amazing thing. This is an AI supercomputer. It runs the entire NVIDIA AI stack. All of NVIDIA software runs on this. DGX Cloud runs on this. This sits, well, somewhere, and it's wireless or connected to your computer. It's even a workstation if you like it to be. And you could access it, you could reach it like a cloud supercomputer, and NVIDIA's AI works on it. And it's based on a super secret chip that we've been working on called GB110, the smallest Grace Blackwell that we make. And I have, well, you know what, let's show everybody inside. Isn't just so cute? And this is the chip that's inside. It is in production. This top secret chip we did in collaboration. The CPU, the gray CPU, is built for NVIDIA in collaboration with MediaTek. They're the world's leading SoC company, and they worked with us to build this CPU SoC, and connect it with chip-to-chip NVLink to the Blackwell GPU. And this little thing here is in full production. We're expecting this computer to be available around May timeframe. So it's coming at you. It's just incredible what we could do. And it's just, I think I was trying to figure out, do I need more hands or more pockets? All right, so imagine this is what it looks like. You know, who doesn't want one of those?
And if you use PC, Mac, anything, because it's a cloud platform, it's a cloud computing platform that sits on your desk. You could also use it as a Linux workstation if you like. If you would like to have double digits, this is what it looks like. And you connect it together with ConnectX, and it has nickel, GPU Direct, all of that out of the box. It's like a supercomputer. Our entire supercomputing stack is available. And so, NVIDIA Project Digits. Okay. Well, let me tell you what I told you. I told you that we are in production with 3 new Blackwells. Not only is the Grace Blackwell supercomputers, NVLink 72s, in production all over the world, we now have 3 new Blackwell systems in production. One amazing AI foundational world foundation model, the world's first physical AI foundation model. It's open, available to activate the world's industries of robotics and such, and three robots. 3 robots. We're working on agentic AI, humanoid robots, and self-driving cars. It's been an incredible year. I want to thank all of you for your partnership. Thank all of you for coming. I made you a short video to reflect on last year and look forward to the next year. Play, please. Great CES, everybody! Happy New Year! Thank you.
Yeah, 真是太精彩了！哇，刚才的影片有没有让大家有点鸡皮疙瘩 的感觉呢？是的，我们刚才已经一同收看完了这一场精彩的直播。那么接下来，请大家把注意力回到现场的舞台上，有请 Alan。
大家好，我是 NVIDIA 亚太区 PM Alan。我想，BYOC 应该是我们 NVIDIA 在全部架构里面最知名的架构。
好的，这个对不起，让我打个岔一下。我想说，你打完招呼之后，大家应该会鼓掌久一点，然后让我有机会可以插个嘴。我们可以从鼓掌的地方重来吗？好，来鼓个掌，很棒。好的，那接下来呢？因为我觉得这个看起来好像掌声有点不是那么厚实，因为我们有一半的人现在还在伙伴区，对不对？请在伙伴区收看的各位好朋友们，现在赶快移动脚步回到舞台前方。好的，那时间再次交还给 Alan， 有请。
好，谢谢主持人。那我想 BYOC 像我刚刚讲，这应该是我们 NVIDIA 有史以来最知名的一个 GPU 架构。为什么呢？因为我想各位可能除了各位玩家的爸爸妈妈，连我去摩斯都听到隔壁的阿姨在讲，哦，那个 NVIDIA 的 BYOC， 它在那个 AI 多厉害，打造了一个最强的 AI 晶片。那我觉得身为玩家，我觉得最高兴的一件事情是 BYOC 终于也降临在我们的 GeForce 的 GPU 显卡上面，对不对？对，没错。我想刚刚透过 Jason 介绍，我们的 BYOC 架构也降临在我们的50系列上面，打造一款最强的游戏显示卡。那刚刚Jason 介绍的，里面包含了920亿个电晶体。那里面不管是我们的显存变成 GDDR7， 或者是我们有全新设计的 RT 光追扣，还有我们全新设计的 CUDA 扣和 Tensor 扣，我想这些通过这些全新的架构，我们都提升了效能高达2倍以上的一个效能。那这个是在 GPU 部分。那另外在软体部分，我想刚刚 Jason 也提到了，我们有发展出了下一代的 DLSS 4的一个软体。那透过我们 DLSS 4的神经网络，透过我们的 AI， 可以高达8倍以上的一个FPS 的一个提升，让玩家在游玩的时间，在不失画质之下，有更好的、更流畅的一个 FPS 一个表现。我想最后应该是玩家最关心的一点，就是像刚刚 Jason 有介绍的，我们可以用 RTS 5070 549美金的价格买到等同现在4090 1500块1599美金的相同效能，哇，这是玩家应该觉得最高兴、最乐意见到的一件事情，对不对？
对。
好，那最后在这边，因为老讲我们 NVIDIA 真的很感谢各位，其实各位大可以在家里面坐在电脑前面、坐在电视前面看直播。那很高兴各位可以特别来到这个会场，参与我们这是 Keynote 的一个直播活动，所以我们这边特别准备一个小小的惊喜给大家。那我们现在请我们同仁把这位惊喜呈现给大家。那同一时间，我们也欢迎台湾区的台湾区协理 Alice 来一同上台为我们揭开这个惊喜给大家。
哦，好的，接下来我们准备了，哎呦，这是什么？要变魔术了吗？哦，是什么呢？好的，有请 Alan 和 Alex 来到惊喜的两侧。两位，请先手持布幕，稍后听我口令，请全场跟我一起倒数3秒钟。两位，请听到请揭幕的时候，为我们正式揭开面纱。大家都准备好了吗？好的，倒数3、2、1，请揭幕。是的，GeForce RTX 5080正式降临现场。各位请各位开始看有正式搭载着外部架构GeForce RTX 5080。现在先请大会摄影师为我们捕捉一下5080的面目。哇，各位啊，期待已久了。刚才看那个从美国送来的讯号啊，不够过瘾啊！今天实体来到现场，让各位欣赏一下。这一次我们比 GeForce RTX 4090快2倍。全世界在第一时间能够看到的，除了其他3场的 GeForce LAN 之外，就是现场各位玩家朋友们了。耶！我们爱 NVIDIA，NVIDIA 也爱我们啦。 好，那我们接下来呢，就请摄影师赶快帮我们好好的捕捉完毕。摄影师 OK 的话，请跟我比个 OK。好，摄影师 OK 吗 ？OK 吗 ？OK 吗？好，来，接下来我们要来转一下侧面给大家看。因为其实呢，它除了具有多大格生成功能的 NVIDIA DLSS 4可以把画格速率提升8倍之外，还能够透过 NVIDIA Reflex 2把延迟减少75%，透过 NVIDIA RTX 神经着色器等，还能够为游戏玩家和创作者们提供最佳的游戏视觉沉浸式体验。另外，为什么要特别转侧面给大家看呢？因为你们看一下，它是不是非常的轻薄？它比 GeForce RTX 50系列创始版显示卡还要轻薄非常多，采用的是顶级材料来打造，外形独特，搭载创新散热技术，提供超厉害的效能表现以及超强的稳定性，每个细节都是精心设计而来，采用了革命性的新型双分流设计创新技术，加上液态金属散热界面材料，还有独特的3片式 PCB， 可以提高冷却能力和功能，让大家能够享受到安静的冷却效果，同时无损内部高效能的 Blackwell GPU。好的，我们官方摄影师是否都已经捕捉完毕了？好，那我们就请现场的好朋友们也可以开始来尽情的捕捉。是的，在我们舞台上的就是5080。不过提醒一下大家，待会我们抽奖。最后呢，还有20几个奖项要来抽出，所以请大家拍摄完毕之后，也不要先急着离开舞台前方哦。请大家如果拍摄完毕之后，可以蹲下，让后面的机器能够拍得到画面就好了。好，现场的大家要捕捉画面的，赶快加紧脚步了。稍后我们也要请全场的好朋友们，我们一起跟5080来一张大合照，好不好呢？哇，好兴奋哦！好想把玻璃罩打开啊，但是不行。好，但是我们这一次这个帮大家准备的是这个4面8方都能够拍摄得到的，而且光线打得也非常好。好，我们现在看起来这个目前舞台前方还有2机正在拍摄。好，那我们如果前方的摄影师都拍摄完毕了，我们就要准备来张大合照喽，各位。好，来请全场所有的玩家、所有的好朋友们，来请大家可以先起立。好，因为如果说太低的话，我们等一下拍起来会脸太小，拍不到大家。好，请大家全体通通有请起立，来到舞台前方。好，现在我们舞台前方摇滚区还可以再进来更多人，请侧面的大家也走到摇滚区里面来。同时呢，待会我们也可以马上开始立即抽奖啦。好，来各位，我们准备好了。好，现在就请 Alan 回到舞台上，这边我们也邀请 Alex 还有 Andy 一同来到舞台上，跟全场所有的好朋友们一起来张大合照。好，那待会我们从台上往下拍的同时，请大家手机可以先放下来，因为不然的话就拍不到你的脸，拍到你的手机而已，好不好？好，来各位准备好了。好，3位长官，我们跟全场的好朋友们一起来张大合照。好，可能3位要稍微围蹲啊，很好。哇，要蹲这么帅就对了，这样我们后面大家会相形许色，大家不能输啊，摆出你最帅的 pose。好，来各位看向前方的镜头。好，我们先自然笑容来一张。好，来摄影师不要互相干扰，台上太多台了。好，来各位，我们准备好这个调整好位置之后呢，就要开始来正式合影哦。好，请大家全体通通有灿烂的笑容看向台上的摄影师。好，3、2、1，笑容保持定格一下下哦，再来一张定格哦，定格哦，好，看头上有手在挥的，再来我们一起比个5。好，全体通通有，比出一个5，不要挡住自己的脸喽。好，笑容保持，再定格一下下，再1秒钟，再2秒钟，我们定格3秒钟就好了，再撑一下。好，来换一台，下一台是动态吗？来动态，请大家待会帮我挥挥手，灿烂的笑容。好，手要低一点，不要挡到自己的脸哦。 好，小柔，看一下摄影师，耶，挥手挥手。好，我们是人体动动哦，自己要一直动，不要停。好，来，好的，我们还没有下一机，有吗？没有 ，OK 了，都 OK 了。好，来，接下来，好。我们要把这个展座先移开，我们只有人的来一张，好不好？因为展座有一点高，待会呢我们来一张只有拍到大家的。感谢大家陪伴我们整整3天50个小时的时间，这一场嘉年华，除了大家最万众瞩目的全新发表之外，其实更重要的是有各位与我们同在的精神。好，那现在就请3位长官和我们再次，好，3位蹲在舞台上。
现在要拍吗？
好，那我们一样请摄影师来帮我们捕捉。好，来，首先是平面，好，请定格比出一个5。好，笑容保持哦，笑容记得。好，再来一张，再加油一下下，再定格一下下。好，耶，很棒。接下来是动态的时间，请大家5先收起来，5先藏起来。我们现在先变0，好，5先变0，5先藏起来。好，待会我们那个摄影师镜头一开始动的时候，我们就把5拿出来，好不好？来，准备好了啊！来，3、2、1，走，很棒，耶！好的，再次请大家给自己一个热情的掌声。感谢大家支持我们一起好吃好玩50个小时，也谢谢3位长官可以先稍作休息。同时，我们也更感谢所有的合作伙伴们带来的产品与体验。NVIDIA GeForce LAN 50 Taipei 为了感谢现场的玩家朋友们，接下来我们马上就要来抽出价值30万元的产品们啦。好的，那我们现在先来准备一下舞台的同时呢，好，我们要进行抽奖。先来跟大家重新说明一下抽奖规则。待会中奖的人，请问是台上领奖还是台下领奖？台上，好，来，请问要带什么？证件，没错。那如果是 BYOC 玩家，除了证件还要带识别证，很棒哇！大家随堂考都100分。那待会呢，首先我们要来抽出的是我们会分为2大群组来进行抽奖。首先我们要抽出的是今天有在早上9点半之前完成签到的一般观众朋友们。好的，我们赶快来公布一下奖项。好 ，BYOC 玩家的奖项稍待片刻，我们在第2个群组当中会把它抽出来。好，我们先来公开一下奖项。好的，那我们当然，先回到上一页一下，帮我回到上一页一下，我们来看一下。是的，我们这一次有这么多的合作伙伴热情的来共襄盛举，可不可以给他们一个掌声？耶！感谢合作伙伴们，也是整整3天陪伴我们。好的，那接下来我们就要来公布一下 A 班观众的奖项，有请。好的，待会呢我们会有这么多，整整12样啊。好，来，大家想先抽哪一个？有没有想先抽哪一个？先抽哪一个？喊数字，几号？2号是不是？先抽2号是不是？好，来，那我们就先来抽出Stuff Gaming GeForce RTX 4070 台 Super 显示卡1张。好的，有，来点欢呼声，耶！好，来，我们先进入到这个好2号，没错，4070台 Super 啊，就是这个啊，看一下哦，我们有完成签到的名字通通在这里了，我们要准备抽奖了，请抽奖。好的，系统公平、公正、公开，我们抽出的是，恭喜曾慧明325在哪里？举手，你在哪？曾慧明325在哪里？在哪里？在哪里？举手哦。好，来，要唱名3次喽，不在现场唱名3次，我们就重抽喽。好，来，曾慧明1次，他不要，他圈出来，你确定？确定，好，来，曾慧明1次，曾慧明2次，曾慧明3次，好，来，我们重抽，谢谢慧明，耶，慧明好大方哦，好，我们再来1次，好，恭喜中奖的是李慧勋，226，李慧勋在哪里？举手，恭喜，你在哪？尖叫好大声，但是我找不到，在哪里？在哪里？举手跟我挥挥手，在这里，恭喜你！来，慧勋来，各位， 那个待会帮我调整一下好不好？楼梯口帮我留一个小通道，等一下有人要上楼梯的时候帮我指引一下好不好？不然大家找不到楼梯在哪里。来，慧勋有没有带那个证件吗？那我来检查一下。好，来一位工作人员到我这一侧来帮我检查好不好？我们稍后一起拍，我们稍后全体一起拍。好，来一位工作人员可以来我这一侧帮我检查证件，然后核对一下。好的，慧勋很棒。好，来这里。好，来，那你在台上稍后一下啊，我检查完了 ，OK 的。好，来，接下来我们要抽出下一个奖项。好，来，接着请问大家，来我们看一下，想要先抽哪一个？要先抽萤幕还是显卡还是笔电？还是先抽笔电是不是？好，来，我们先抽 Lenovo 的这个 GeForce RTX 4050的 B 字型电脑一台，请抽奖。好的，当你会降落谁家呢？恭喜中奖的是陈冠宇，来，请上台。来这边请，来找工作人员核对证件，好的，来，恭喜他。好，接下来下一个奖项，想抽什么？要先抽什么？先抽机壳是不是？好，来，我们先抽 NZXT H7 Flow 机壳。好，请抽奖。好，看一下会抽中谁呢？恭喜这位幸运儿，是王俊尧，192王俊尧在哪里？举手，在这里。来，找工作人员核对一下证件，恭喜。好，来继续进入到下一个奖项，请问想要抽哪一个嘞？抽哪一个？耳机是不是？耳机跟键盘是不是？我们先来耳机好，耳机在上面。好，来先抽罗技 Pro。Pro X 无线电竞耳机 V2 白色一台，请抽奖。好，我发现我靠太近会看不懂字。好，来，请问是哪一位呢？恭喜曾慧敏，慧敏有在吗？慧敏到底有没有在？他不在是不是？他确定不在哦。好，来，那我们就直接重抽啊，来重抽一次。好的，无线电竞耳机，请抽奖。好，恭喜中奖的是简志宇。简志宇在哪里？请举手喽。在哪里？简志宇这个，在后面来，赶快到前面来找工作人员核对一下证件。好，那我们紧接着要抽出下一个奖项。好，想抽哪一个？刚刚说键盘是不是？要先抽哪一台？要先抽那个罗技的还是雷蛇的？罗技的先好不好？来，罗技的无线机械式电竞键盘 Pro X TKL 桃色。好，来请抽奖。好的，现在要抽出的是键盘的得主，恭喜徐启祥。徐启祥在哪里？请举手。他的朋友帮他欢呼一下，在这里，恭喜！来找工作人员核对一下证件。接下来还有一把键盘，对不对？那我们就接着抽喽。好，来 Razer 的 Deathstalker V2 Pro 键盘。好的，请抽奖。好，这个奖项总共会有3位幸运儿。好，恭喜尤耀庭491尤耀庭，来，请到右前方找工作人员核对证件，恭喜你。好，接着我们继续抽出，好，第二把，恭喜获奖的是范云轩，恭喜，在哪里？举个手，哪一位？耶，幸运儿，来，好，接着我们抽出第3位。第3位可以获得雷蛇键盘的是，恭喜高赞富，恭喜！核对一下证件。好，接下来下一个奖项。好，大家想要先抽什么嘞？我们还有显卡、萤幕。先抽电源没有问题啊！来，全汉 FSP Vita GM MIT 1000瓦2台，首先抽出第1台。请抽奖。好，恭喜中奖的是简焕松，恭喜！来，我们右前方。好，接下来接着继续抽出第2台。好的，这个我们昨天在舞台活动有介绍过啊，前天在舞台活动有介绍过哦。好，来，恭喜黄福天在哪边？举个手，让我看一下。 再打一个哦，好啊，恭喜！好的，接下来好要抽哪一个？抽显卡，抽荧幕。荧幕先是不是？好，来 ，Predator 32寸 Mini LED 电竞荧幕，好，来马上抽出一位幸运儿，请抽奖。好，恭喜这位幸运儿，中奖的是赖廷宇，恭喜你！来，赶快来前面，赶快来前面，恭喜！好，接着下一个奖项。来，显卡是不是？然后来抽出 Gigabyte GeForce RTX 4070代 Super Gaming OC 16G 显示卡，请抽奖！恭喜中奖的是童冠成，请举手，恭喜你！来带上你的证件。好，下一个奖项我们马不停蹄继续抽出。好，要抽哪一个嘞？我们抽完了吗？抽完了，哎呦，抽完了，很棒，很棒，很棒！来，恭喜刚才我们获奖的12位。那我们接下来系统要进行切换。好，那接下来呢？来，请问刚才我们的12位全部都核对完毕了吗？全部都核对完毕了。好的，那我们就请大家依序上台。来，就按照最靠近阶梯的顺序就好。来，请上台。好，第一位到我这边。好，我们就顺着排一整排，好不好？顺着排一整排，看能排几位，能排几位就排几位。好，大家要在同一个水平线上哦，同一个水平线上。哎，为什么有人特别后面？往前一点。好，来，好，那不够站的我们站前面，来站前排，不够站的站前排。好，来，剩下的来帮我站前排。好，我们分成2排站。好，来到这里就好，到这里就好。好，来，往你的左边一点，往你的左边一点。好，来，还有吗？来，哦，小心手机要送给舞台了。来，站前排，好不好？来，你到第一排。来，好，灰衣服很想站第一排，你也站第一排。好，来，那我们女生也站第一排，好不好？好，来，那我们全体通通有，来，我们通通往中间聚拢。摄影师帮我们调整一下，第一排是不是要往左边？往左边一点，对不对？来，往左边一点。好，来，第2排自己自动找洞钻，好不好？找2颗头的中间。好，来，请大家看向前方镜头，我们送上拍照板。好，来，接下来我们就请 Andy 帮我们分享。耶！NVIDIA 亚太区产品总监 Andy。好，好的耶！恭喜各位。好，来，全体通通有请从右手边下台，我们要来签名哦，好吧？要来签名。好，来找工作人员签名。那接下来，好，我们要准备来签名哪？来，等一下，稍等一下。好，签名到哪边？好，我们找工作人员来签名。好，那接下来我们要继续来抽出的是 BYOC 玩家们的奖项。好，来，各位先借我过一下啊，没关系，我腿比较长，我直接上台了。好，接着抽出 BYOC 的奖项，总共有8样，帮我们下一张。好，简报帮我下一张。好，包含有笔电、电源、水冷实况截取盒、电竞耳机，还有电竞键盘，通通有。那我们就按照顺序来依序抽出来。好，请进入抽奖画面。好，好的，那我们接下来要进入到抽奖系统的画面中。好的，那我们稍后呢将会抽出有ASUS TUF Gaming A15 GeForce RTX 4050笔电，还有 MSI Katana 17 GeForce RTX 3050笔电，还有 FSP 的 Vita GM MIT 1000瓦2个，还有 NZXT Kraken Elite 360 RGB 水冷1个，还有 NZXT 的实况截取盒 HD60 Logitech Pro X 无线电竞耳机 V2， 还有这个 TKL 无线机械式电竞键盘。好，那我们就马上开始抽奖。好，我们就从第一个开始抽出，首先抽出ASUS 笔电1台，请抽奖。好，来，记得是识别证跟证件都要带哦，各位玩家。好，恭喜钟敏琪吗？这个字怎么念？琪吗？还是新？ 好了，没有人要告诉我，来，中奖人在哪里？在哪里？举手。好，来，请到舞台右前方来核对证件，带上你的识别证，下一个奖项继续抽。好，请抽奖。好，微星的笔电，恭喜中奖的是，恭喜杨俊尧，举手来右前方，恭喜你。紧接着下一个奖项。让我们来抽出店员2位，好，来，首先第1位，恭喜中奖的是郭梦琪，恭喜，请到右前方。紧接着第2位，第2位同样可以获得电源，恭喜中奖的是蔡佑生，请举手，来，请到右前方。好，紧接着要抽出 NZXT 的水冷1位。好，恭喜中奖的是谁呢？恭喜吴子硕，恭喜，请上台。好，我们请到左前方右前方。好，下一个是实况接续盒，请抽奖。好，来，恭喜中奖的是张家祥，举手，在哪里？在哪里？请举手恭喜。好的，来，请到右前方核对证件，下一个奖项Logitech Pro X 的无线电竞耳机1位。好，恭喜中奖的是林敬伦，恭喜，我看到手了，很棒。好，来，接下来下一个奖项。好，要抽出的是无线机械式电竞键盘，请抽奖。是的，今天我们这个准备的非常多的奖项我刚刚有说是超过20个所以大家应该还可以来期待一下。廖家辉来右前方来核对证件。好的，恭喜以上8位。好，各位幸运的玩家们，来，请大家这个帮我核对完证件之后，帮我列队，好不好？列队，8位应该是可以站得下的，8位应该是可以站得下的。好，来，如果已经这个好，来，如果已经核对完毕了，我们就可以陆续上台。好，核对完毕了吗？请上台。好，接下来我们要请 Alex 来帮我们颁发奖项。好，来，各位中奖者 ，Go， 赶快上台，来。好，请上台。好，一个跟着一个，来 ，Go。好，接下来我们请 NVIDIA 台湾区业务协理 Alex 来帮我们颁发，有请。好，我们一起看向前方摄影师。好，下方保持，我们一起比个5，耶！恭喜各位幸运的玩家朋友们，恭喜！好的 ，Alex 请留步，来，玩家朋友们，请从左边，好不好？请从左边。那我们要稍微这个跟着工作人员稍等一下，好，我们旁边先集合，稍等一下，因为前一批还没有写完资料。好的，那接下来呢 ，Alex 被留下来呢，应该就知道要发生什么事情了。来，请问大家，还没中奖的在哪里？还没中奖的尖叫声！恭喜各位，恭喜你们！虽然没有中奖，但是不用灰心。新的一年 ，NVIDIA 给你新的、更多的期待。所以接下来呢 ，Alex 来，我们像左右门神一样，来到荧幕的2边，一人一边。好，来，各位，请看大荧幕。没错，最后的 BYOC 超级限定有3位超级幸运的玩家朋友可以获得 GeForce RTX 5090创始版，想不想要？想要的尖叫声！ 再一次，来，上一次直接到中间，来，谁给你们最多的期待？耶，尖叫声！哇，好想要，早知道我就报名了，早知道我来上什么班，我就应该来报名。哎呀，好的，那我们接下来就要准备来抽出了，请大家跟我们一起倒数3、2、1之后，一起大声的说 GeForce LAN 50，然后我们的系统就会启动抽奖了。准备好了吗，大家？来，倒数3、2、1 ，GeForce LAN 50，请抽奖。是谁？哎呦，跳这么多次，出去耶！来，直接上台，来我旁边，来，先秀一下，哇，太扯了，哇，来，公告大声！哇，我们今天的第一位超级幸运儿啊，来，接下来抽出第2位，请抽奖。好紧张，好害怕，好刺激！是谁？陈，请上台，在哪里？他在哪里？哇，我看到他狂奔了！来，赶快上台！好，那我们工作人员上台来帮我们核对一下。证件有带吗？赶快，我们先请工作人员来核对一下。来，2位请上台，恭喜！来，你给我问你看。哎呀，恭喜俊彦啦！好，来，千成来，请上台，恭喜2位！耶！好，来，我们先请 Alex 先来帮我们颁发一下，恭喜！
好，这个在颁发之前啊，我要特别讲一下这个，因为现在目前我们卡还没有上市，刚刚发布而已，所以等到上市之后呢，各位就这2位非常幸运的这 gamer 呢，就可以从里面拿出绝无仅有的这个卡片，绝无仅有哦，来公司15年从来没看到这种礼物哦，后面会有兑奖序号跟网站，然后直接兑奖。你们就在第一时间拿到5090创始版显卡，各位 ，OK。
好，来，那我们就赶快来合影一下喽！哎，这个 winner 的牌还是要拿的，好不好？来，我们先独照，是不是？好，来先独照一下。好，来，我们跟你们说一件很重要的事情，幸运儿，来，我们要重排，因为我们这盒子可以给它打开，好不好？来，打开秀出来，好不好？打开秀出来，哎呦，绝无仅有就算了，还这么好看。来，2位，我教你们拿一下，来这样子，我们往前这样子拿，好不好？来，好，那盖子往后稍微凹一点，对，好，来，我们再重拍一次，独照先来一张，好，来，2位都独照，哎，2位先各自独照一下。哎，好，来，哦，站着。好，来 ，Alex 请到中间。哇，好想要哦，可不可以？我也有一张，但是不能兑换没关系，太帅了，我也想要。哇，来出悠游卡好了，出个悠游卡。哇，太幸运了，恭喜2位！耶，再次给他们一个热情的掌声。恭喜2位超级幸运儿。耶！哇，他们现在开小组会议了，偷听一下讲什么。哎呀，留到最后，站着最久的，对不对？来，戏台下站久了就是你的，我们还真的是戏台，对不对？哇，太棒了！来，恭喜2位。那我们一样旁边先找工作人员。来，2位先找工作人员，稍微冷静一下，因为我们这个兑换事项也是非常重要的，必须要告诉你，好不好？好，来，也谢谢 Alex， 也谢谢大家现场所有的好朋友们以及玩家朋友们对于我们这一次 GeForce LAN 50 Taipei 的支持，感谢大家。那我们这次的活动圆满成功，请大家给我们一个欢呼声，耶！非常期待下一次的活动再跟大家见面啦。那提醒各位，我们稍后呢将会在 好，来，我们接下来呢，请大家在离场前先帮我们填写一下问卷调查。跟你们说，问卷这种东西啊，只要看到满意度问卷，一定要填哦啊！可是要认真填，不要全部都说很好、很赞而已。后面那个意见的地方不要空白，你有想法就要告诉我们，因为我们真的会看，好不好？我们不是说有 KPI， 那问卷要100份怎么样的，我们是真的有看哦，好不好？所以你们要认真填哦，好吗？这样子我们才可以每一次活动都更好玩，每一次都让大家更满足，好吗？好，那在大家填写的同时，提醒各位，场地要在2点整关闭，并且清场。清场的意思就是说，是清洁公司来清，不是我们。所以到时候如果东西有掉在这边，不一定能够捡得回来哦。所以请大家离场的时候，千万不要遗漏任何的个人物品哦。2点钟清洁公司进来清场之后，我们就真的会找不回来了。所以请大家一定要把东西都收整齐、收干净哦。好的，那么再一次感谢大家整整3天的陪伴，我们50个小时的 LAN 50到此圆满告一段落。再次感谢各位，谢谢。